Okay, since I'm the one who fucked up the audio recording from last session, let's go ahead and do a recap. I may check out with my eyes for a little bit while I do full recall on this, but our session last time started at the temporary safe house provided by Karen's friend, Nerty with a 1. Ha! Fucking, upon leaving that place, you guys went for a little bit of a drive, ended up heading towards the Swain's junkyard. En route, a little bit of a scuff up involving a couple of gentlemen on bikes. One went careening off the road, courtesy of Dalton's handy driving. One of them went flying off the hood, courtesy of Karen's bullet to the head. Upon arrival, they split the party. Jacob and Troy were elected to go forward into the under areas in city center to start heading towards Swain's junkyard. At the same time, the rest of the party went with Dalton driving to Krill's location-based safe house, hovel, whatever you shall call it. Upon travel to the junkyard, Troy and Jacob were intercepted by a pair of 65s attempting to extract a toll for entering their turf. Jacob quickly demonstrated that he has little tolerance for this sort of shenaniganry, calmly and efficiently putting a bullet in one of their heads while splattering Troy with a nice little blood splatter effect and a silhouetted noir. They proceeded on. When arriving, they met one of the neighbors to Swain's junkyard, a 12-year-old descendant of immigrants from Tianjin named Jigu, who happens to sell noodles there. Jacob promptly being taken for 250 credits for 6 bowls of noodles. Troy and Jacob found very little at that location as far as intel and recon goes. A handful of cameras at that is what they were able to extract. Meantime, the rest of the party went back to Krill's location, picked up the drone, the hover drone, managed to, after some time, extricate it from the facility. Dalton then showed up with a ice cream truck, having been stripped out of all of the parts. They loaded the drone that way, taking a separate Dalton taking a separate route from the other 3 headed back. It was decided that Dalton should peel off and wait for them, being given a drone from Krill. You guys head back. The 3 make their way down to the Swains, where the rest of you get to meet Jigu for the first time. You encounter Swain, 2 of his thugs, and 3 nils that showed up. Swain having double-crossed your group, having put together who was with who and turned coat. After a battle, including Jigu randomly firing bullets into the area and Patty attempting to tackle Jigu and failing miserably and getting punked out by a little kid, everybody managed to deal with their potential enemies. Swain being electrocuted in the corner after a stray bullet strikes his escape hatch back into his facility. The nils having been shot up and or face caved in by Jacob at that point. A facility with a whole host of goodies, including a med bay, aspiring fixer stuff, a little bit of a warehouse transfer mech in the back, few racks of stuff, this, that, and the other thing. Along the way, after when the combat started, a drone, the drone that was given to Dalton, started making its way back. Dalton, being the curious, foppish fool that he is, started to follow the drone as best he could. Upon en route, Dalton encountered Giordano, but everybody calls me Bruno once more, asking for a plate of poutine, if I remember correctly, and getting a to-go hot, piping hot, steaming serving of poutine arrived at his feet. That is essentially, I believe, the beginning, middle, and end of last week's session, all things included. I don't think I missed any major beats. You did have 2 briefcases, one of which you opened and had a chip of some sort that had a signal, wanted a connection in and was attempting to make a connection out. I do believe Karen is in possession of that briefcase. Also a rack of 14 very old, very high vintage bottles of wine and a variety of other things, as I said, some armaments, some armor, a pile of junk, etc., to go looking through and for. Now, let us arrive at our first mechanical explanation for the new session. What's going to be happening is that at the beginning of every session or major beat changes, one of your party will be responsible for rolling some dice. Those dice are going to determine the energetic factor of the weather patterns and systems of this world. So as you roll your dice, they are cumulative across sessions. So we will be adding and subtracting, and the tally will be kept track of. So if you roll a +4 and then you roll a +4, for those of you that have done your homework and know the fate ladder, an 8 in fate is legendary. So we will be tracking precipitation and weather systems and the intensity therein using a fate track and using your own dice rolls to see what gets added or subtracted from it. Now, negative is not good either. 0 is good. No weather is good. In a system where extreme weather patterns happen, neutral is what you want. So, lower negative, higher positive, things happen. Narratively and mechanically. Certain portions of the city may the under areas of the city may flood if there is a machine or a pump that breaks. There are effects upon this world based on those numbers going forward. So Aspen, give me 4 fate dice roll, please, and thank you.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
-1.
Oh, God. We're starting off great, aren't we?
That ain't too severe.
No, it's not, but,
Okay.
you know.
It ain't 0.
Yup.
Cool. That will have a fairly negligible effect on what's happening right now. You guys probably won't notice much of that. -1 won't impact you very much at all. All right. Now, with that being done, so let's get started. The camera fades up from black, having left last Star crew, or maybe soon to be crew, at what once was Swain's junkyard. We pick up not that long after we last left you, maybe an hour. What are you guys up to?
Patty's going for the bottle.
Karen is letting Patty know that if Patty wants to have a bottle, Patty will have to pay for it.
Pay for it?
Yes.
I don't see
Each
a price
one.
tag on it.
These don't have a price tag because they're in the range of if you ask, you can't afford it.
I didn't realize this had your fucking name on it.
It has all of our names on this.
Yeah, so you know what? It has my name on it. I'll take part in what's mine. And I start walking over.
Each one you take down, I will keep track of, and we will make sure is made compensated for the rest of us for your cut in that.
Let me count here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we divide that, that's like 2.5 bottles for each of us. So I get 2.5 bottles, and I won't touch anybody else's. How about that? I won't touch yours. I am a woman of my word. But I get what's mine, you get what's yours, then we're square and even.
Let me put it this way. For each one of those 2.5 bottles that you're privy to, you can buy a lifetime's worth of bottles.
Great. You know what's going to be even better about it? The feeling it goes down my throat and the feeling I get from it. And I pull it up, cork open one, and start drinking.
All right. Karen takes out her tally book and marks one down under Patty.
You know what? I'll leave the half bottle for somebody else. I'll get 2 full for myself and put them under my arms and walk out.
All right.
Okay.
Dalton having been sitting there for that whole conversation is just staying as quiet as possible, not to get between the two of them.
Brill is in the room, ignoring all of you, cataloging every bit of medical and tech equipment in this room, because you are all in the lab whilst doing this. That's where the coolers were for the wine.
Yeah.
Oh, Krill. Are you
Yes.
anywhere near the computer system?
Well, thinking about it, yeah, technically it's to my back right now, which means I can still see it.
Boop. There's a notification on his screen.
Is around. And she's instantly at the monitor.
It's
What am I seeing?
It's a message that came in from a pre-saved contact of Swain's. It just says, fuck face lardo ass. It's apparently his landlord saying rent is due.
Perfect. Krill is going to open up Swain's accounts.
He doesn't have any.
So she's just like, she doesn't even have to hack. She's just like scrolling. Wait, why is his bank account already open? He's got nothing. He's got nothing.
Karen wants to take a peek at the papers that are sitting on Swain's desk.
It's a variety.
Which desk?
I'm guessing the one in the it's his main tinkering area. It's a little bit of an office, a little bit of a med bay, a little bit of a 3D printer sort of situation. Those papers are essentially just invoice and it's import export sort of invoice tracking. The containers in the back seem to be a part of what Swain did to primarily earn money.
Okay.
Nothing huge, nothing exciting. Mostly part breakdown, scrap recycling, the occasional job of like, hey, do you have, specific request sort of situation that he could fulfill to his dealers and junkers and stuff like that. For the most part, what actually kept this business afloat, it seems like, was in fact scrapping. While he was aspirational in being a fixer, his main line was very much hand to mouth, weekly sort of scrapper.
She starts going through his mail to see if there's any unopened contracts that he hasn't like taken advantage of yet.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of contracts that definitely are sitting on his desk. Give me a roll.
Sweet. Zero.
So that's a +2 for you for an investigate. No, wait. You don't have an investigate.
But I thought I did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
I'm
had
looking at
both of
Karen. Sorry, I was looking at Karen. I stopped at reading the K. Fuck.
Krill definitely does have an investigate.
These are basically multi-level marketing schemes and like publishers clearinghouse CD fucking rentals, basically. Like this is absolutely like if he had signed these, he probably would have ended up owing more money than he would have made from them.
She just throws them. Oh wait, no, these aren't physical papers. No, these are digital. She just instantly just deletes them. Like this is worthless.
So you know, somebody give me who's got Karen? You're in that room. Give me a roll, Karen. Two.
0.
Okay, so +2. Given most things in NSF are actually very well scheduled and regulated and tightly controlled, right? But underneath that surface is just a network, a pyramid of fucking subletting and non-contractual agreements and black market dealings and just handshake agreements and cryptocurrency transfers. And like, it is absolutely like, if you have like a main street or a high street business, your rent is due on the first of the month, guaranteed, right? This is just NSF industry regulation standard. If you've got a sublet, then that's determined by whatever. That's determined by the relationship and the agreement that was made between the person and the pseudo landlord. Swain's arrangement seems to be 5,000 credits every 2 weeks. Which, all things considered, given the facility, given the location, it's not the worst arrangement in the world. But
That's
like all
that's number 2 on the wealth track.
yes, no. That would be 5,000 would be 4.
I thought you said 4
Wealth-
was 99,000.
Wealth track. It goes up to each track. It counts for a digit. So 4 would go up to 9,999.
Okay.
Yeah. This would be 99,000. So 10, 20, 10, 100. Oh, I'm sorry, 1,000. There you go. My counting wrong. So
it would have been
be 3. It'd be 3 track for you every 2 weeks. But again, you don't know his landlord. You haven't set the arrangement. You don't know. Right? You've just got an invoice, a request from fuckface Lardo ass that 5,000 seems to be coming due. And it seems to be every 2 weeks. Oh, wait, hang on. Didn't I set that up? Let me look. No, it's 4. It's single, double, triple, quadruple. It's 4.
It is 4?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't start at 10. I started at singles. So, yeah.
Shit, that means my wealth is less than we thought it was before.
Yeah.
Whatever. Krill looks at Karen at first and goes, Karen, I think one of your expertises in human negotiation is needed here. I like this space. This space would give us an advantage in upcoming endeavor. I would be able to tinker for us freely. But this space, and she just turns the monitor, comes with a landlord. as we would expect.
Who here has been a criminal for more than 12 months? Karen, put your fucking hand up. Fucking Aspen's so far into character. Like, no. It is God himself.
months.
It's God himself asking Karen, for the love of fucking everything. Put your fucking
Karen's
hand up.
like, I have not
What 12
acted
months
as
are you
one
asking
for.
about? What specific ones?
It's been 2 weeks.
You have not gone in 24 hours, 365 days.
Okay.
Yet.
So Jacob, Dalton, and Karen. Freebooter. Freebooter. For the love of God, there's a fucking dark web app for this. You absolutely can get you guys set up on a fucking profile for this. You can totally set up a profile. Sure, there's like an introductory period or some like, restricted account shit you got to deal with. Like, I don't know, but like, yeah, like if you need to pick up a gig in NSF, no big deal. There's like literally an underworld app for that if you need some cash. No big deal.
Somebody could have told Patty.
I mean, it's mostly for us criminals.
The
It's
day
for
before
people
I met
who
you,
can be trusted.
The day before I met you, I was literally involved in a gun robbery.
I just repair things.
12 months.
She's just gonna keep drinking the bottle and walk off.
I wish
Were you the one that started pulling the triggers there, Patty, though?
I'm about to start pulling some triggers.
Krill's fingers start tapping. Yeah. No, that I did that.
You didn't pull a trigger, you just blew something up. It's different.
I blew up a person's ass.
I do remember that. That was a lot of fun.
So, yeah, if you want to go about that process, I can walk you through and help you with that narrative process as well. But
Yeah, I think Dalton's gonna bring it up to Karen.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Thanks. I have
continue
those once in a
cataloging?
while.
Sorry.
Yeah,
You
Dalton
have
does
that
all
idea? I
the
thought I
login
did.
stuff.
Can I continue cataloging? When no one answers, she just goes, "Okay," and just turns around and starts going through drawers again.
fair enough. I'll let you know if you find anything. If you want to do an occasional roll, Dalton, you're getting freebooter set up.
Yeah.
For those outside the know, freebooter is a term for mercenary pirates from the old timey days. Okay, so Dalton, right upon registration, you have a choice: individual or group account.
Group account. Well, okay. Just to be clear, am I lying on this account as well, or this is where I'm honest about our work?
I would suggest discussing it with your compatriots. I can be the form fields for you, and I can be the application for you. But
Okay.
the what goes in it probably should be a group discussion.
Karen, I'm making an account on Freebooter, and I just got to know, like, am I hiding our information, or are we being as forthcoming as possible? I know this app works under the system, so we can be a little more honest about it, but it's up to you. I feel like you're running this place.
I've seen what the individual jobs look like. I think we should make a group account.
All right, sounds good. Group account.
Okay. The media want to know what you want to call your party name.
Oh Jesus, I'm so
Oh
bad at
god,
this.
now we have to think of that.
It has to be in character for Dalton too.
Oh jeez. Actually, is Jacob here right now? I didn't see him.
He's cataloging the boom booms right now.
Oh goddamn. Okay, do you have a suggestion, Karen? Maybe with the freeloaders or something. Oh, I'm so bad at this.
Sparkle kittens.
Dalton looks around the room, sees Krill just digging through drawers.
No, Krill's now looking at like, what's a kitten?
Sparkle Kitten it is.
Okay.
Oh my god. This is how we
I am. I do not know what has been agreed to. I'm not sure if I agree to this. What is happening?
Dalton turns to Karen. Oh man, if only Patty didn't leave the room with the alcohol, she could have talked us down from this.
There's 12 other over there.
Yeah.
That's all she can focus on.
Okay. Surprisingly enough, according to the app's quick database check, Sparkle Kittens is not a pre-taken name, so the name is available.
Dalton looks at Karen. Hey, we don't even have to add a number or numerical to the back of it. We just get Sparkle Kittens. That's awesome.
You see the names running down. It's Deathmaster, Grim Reaper, 4264, and then you've got XX_/killer_ I love to fuck your mom 24.
Branding is all about standing out in a crowd.
I definitely think Sparkle Kittens is going to turn some heads. This is a great idea. Dalton just
By the way,
lost in it.
for everybody who isn't there, I want you to know it's spelled SPAHKLE.
Oh.
What?
It's Sparkle Kittens.
Oh no.
It's spelled in Dalton's
Sparkle
accent.
Yes.
It's Sparkle Kittens.
Yeah, it's a
Sparkle.
non-rhotic R. So it's
Can you
Spaka.
spell it again one more time?
SPAHKLE. Spaka. Sparkle.
Okay.
Sparkle.
Kittens.
Sparkle
SKs.
Kittens.
Just call us the SKs.
All right. So,
God. Why?
Way to get around it.
so they want to know your team count, Dalton. So they basically the way the freebooter algorithm works is that like you get a restricted account first. You're required to do a mission, and so there's difficulty ratings associated with various missions, and they don't want to give a 2-person crew something that's would need like a 10-person team, right? So they are asking the number of members in your team next.
Dalton turns to Karen. So I should put 5, right? The she count pointing over at Krill.
You know I have blood in me, right?
I don't know, actually. I don't. I really don't.
And again, her face isn't moving. It's just the LED eyes are flickering because of this, and she's just like, you watched me get shot. And she aggressively starts cataloging again. I'm taking a roll.
See, she's fine. Do we count her, Karen?
Yes. She
Okay.
counts.
I just want to
you.
be sure. I don't want to I don't want to boost the account.
Krill is finding the raw materials necessary to probably reconstruct some synthetic skin if you need.
Does that also come with the like the compound blueprints for it as well, the synthetic skin, or is it just the material
It's just
itself?
the materials.
Damn it, so I'd have to reverse engineer, but still worth it, still good.
So, application. How many in your party?
6.
Okay. You're required to enter choose a set of keywords that are basic skills. What does your party bring to the table sort of situation? What are you capable of? What are you comfortable doing as far as what you bring to mission sets? There are things like, murder for hire, robbery, assault, terrorism, property destruction.
Dalton right at the top of the list immediately puts
Kidnapping.
Getaway driver. What else can we do?
Yeah.
Honeypot.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Dalton turns around and
just-
just yells at Krill. What do you do?
Repair, scavenge, terroristic espionage.
Shit. Okay.
I could see Karen like, oh, that one.
Tech shit and espionage.
I'll assume you did this fairly competently, and I'll let you go past it. What I want, though, is a group description. What's the sales pitch? Why should somebody hire the Spaco Kittens?
God, I hate that name.
I'm gonna love it more if people can't pronounce it, so they don't even think it is Sparkle Kittens. They're like
Spackle.
Spackle
Yeah.
Cats. What are these people?
When they do get it right, I constantly correct them. No, Spackle Kittens.
Karen and the Spaco Kittens.
God damn it! Is Krill on keyboard?
No, I think Dalton's doing this on his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry. To the Karen and the Spackle Kittens. It sounds like a
Oh.
band.
Fair enough.
Oh, that hurts. That makes it even worse.
Troy plays the tambourine.
Troy plays a triangle.
Dalton hands the phone to Karen. I'm not actually super good at this part. All the technical stuff I can write down because I know how to write. But this creative shit, I'm lost now.
Karen gladly takes the phone and quickly types in, the Sparkle Kittens will whip the job into shape until it's completed and will look good while doing it.
Fucking God.
Honestly, this is the horniest post I've ever seen on this app, but I think it works.
Focus on game. Focus on game.
Okay, I'm getting drunk right now.
This isn't good. Yeah.
You know what?
Jacob is
I need a second glass. I'll be back.
Jacob is blissfully unaware.
Um,
Just of everything going on here.
I think this
So
account
Troy.
passes the vibe check.
Okay. There's one last thing to do, Karen. They want branding. They want an image. They want a logo. They want a picture. They want some sort of graphic that represents your group.
Are we going
Give me a
13-year-old mode here?
give me a description. What are you going for?
Oh no.
Yeah, cat.
Okay.
A what cat?
You had
Neon
to.
cat.
Oh no.
Done and done.
Help it.
It's Zoomer, I guess.
I mean, isn't that a little bit before the Zoomers?
It's
Yes.
pretty millennial.
It's actually directly my age. It is
Okay.
exactly my age. That's the issue. It's
I
like,
need to see what
yeah,
this cat looks
I
like.
was the
You don't know what Nan Cat is?
Okay.
There-
See, the problem comes is you're giving name. I don't have visual association right now.
It's like
Wordy is a young Zoomer. Like,
here.
give her
No,
credit.
There. Check chat.
Nyan cat.
Yeah.
Oh, that cat. I know that cat.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a cursed. Mercenary group. We're fucking cursed. Let's go.
Yes.
Apparently we are.
Karen
I
has
think
made
we
us.
stick out.
We're not only cursed, we're also boomer at the same time.
Is there an S and a K also on that cat, or is it just Neon Cat?
It's Neon Cat.
Yeah. That's just the profile picture.
Mhm.
That's just there it is.
Oh my god. Okay, so Karen's the person in a matchmaking lobby when everyone has like skulls and guns and all that they've made on their custom banners.
Yeah.
She's just got the fucking animated donut in bright colorful pink. Like there's no edge control. It's just the full fucking squares
Just,
used
like,
in neon.
Teddy bears as shoulder pads.
Yeah, and she gives like 20,000 healing on his mercy.
Oh. That cuts deep.
So the last thing they're gonna want, and we're just gonna we're gonna just sort of hand wave this a little bit. They're gonna require user credentials. So username and password, that's fine. We don't need to iterate that username and password, but we need to know who knows the username and password. Karen. Okay.
Yep.
Brill
Dalton.
actually goes, I would prefer if Troy.
Are you even present? Are you aware that there's a username and password being entered on Dalton's phone right now?
Troy's
God
not
damn it,
even
no,
in
I'm
the
not.
room.
No.
Fuck.
So Dalton and Karen are aware of the username and password. Okay.
Dalton leans over to Karen. I made the password your name.
Oh, Karen still has the phone, as far as I.
What did you make the
as I know.
password?
Yeah, Karen still
just
has
said-
the phone.
I
Dalton,
made
what
it when
made the password
when we
Karen?
logged in the first time.
No, that's not how that works.
No, you're
Okay,
registering.
it
right
comes
now.
in later.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're registering right now. You're not. What's it called?
Yeah.
Logging
Gotcha.
into an account.
Okay. Karen has set it. I presume Karen has set a secure username and password, knowing Karen.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Moving forward, if you have either a burner comm device or your own that has any level of customization on it, you should be able to access the dark web from these devices. If you can access the darknet from these devices, then you can log into your freebooter account from there. So you hit submit on that, you hit register on that, and the freebooter logo comes up. It's a swirling pirate ship. Ting! Thank you for registering freebooter account. We hope you enjoy our services. You're required to complete one trial outing until a full privileged unlocked account is granted. So you have one mission assigned to you from Freebooter, and then what happens is that you can pick from a few missions, and as you gain reputation, those missions may be worth more, or introduce you to more important people, or get you to more important places, or do more important things. You can choose to pursue this. You can choose to ignore this. But you now have a Freebooter account. You now have access to the Freebooter app, and you have your trial mission that you have to do. Karen and or Dalton, do you click on the trial mission or not?
I look at Karen for approval.
Yeah, let's see what they have.
Okay, I'm in.
Wanted our stuff back. Seems to be a smash and grab down at the docks. Looks to be that one of the local gangs conducted a few heists, and there's a series of local business people that have gotten together, pooled some funds together for a freebooter job, and want their shit back from the warehouse. So they figured they would fight fire with fire. Details are enclosed. Warehouse location, drop location, payment is as soon as you accept the job, then payment is put in escrow. Failure to complete the job, failure to deliver the goods successfully, that dings your reputation.
Cool. Does it have any other information about the warehouse or anything?
It's a general warehouse down in the industrial district. You have to scope it to find out.
I've done a few smash and grabs in my day, so I think this is actually right up my alley.
The Sparklekittens on their first fucking job.
Love that name.
I
beautiful.
love and hate it.
Yeah,
And it's doing its job.
we've got to tell the others about this new endeavor, though. I'm pretty sure you, me, and maybe Krill knows about it. I can't tell what Krill knows.
Okay, so let's
I know
go.
many things.
Let's go to Jacob in the warehouse fiddling with weaponry. Jacob, how do we find Jacob? What's it look like back there?
So currently, the adrenaline's already kind of worn off, so he's just kind of babying his hand while. Oh, he died.
It's
died.
it was
Did they
it
get
was
you?
Discord.
They got you.
Discord absolutely just collapsed on me for some reason. Hold on. I don't ask me. It just went away and then came back, and yep, we're recording again and still. Hold on, let me fix this. Show non-video. There we go. White and
And we're still getting audio.
There we
This
go.
fucking app is so garbage. I hate it.
Make sure it's still recording audio.
Okay.
And
Okay, so we all
going back to
in the
OBS.
test?
Yeah, it's still recording audio. Hold on. Somebody from Discord say something.
Hello.
Okay, good. We're good.
Okay.
What's it look like for Dalton back there?
For Dalton?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, for Jacob.
Yeah, it was okay. Just making sure. Fucking, so yeah, right now the adrenaline's worn off, and now he's just kind of babying that hand that got fucking singed while he's using his codec to just like take pictures of everything, looking through the lockers, and just keeping track of like just doing the math in his head about like just how much in cash they got sitting on arms right now. Just going through, just cataloging everything.
Most of these are just typical guns. They really, in NSF, it's not that difficult to get. They're going to range from 100 to maybe 900 creds per piece. But you do discover that one of the assault rifles on the rack is SmartLink capable. So if you happen to have a cybernetic hookup, you've got targeting on that assault rifle.
So, keeping that in mind, he actually he grabs the rifle with the one hand that's still like good after putting away his codec, and he thinks, you know what? Just thinking in his head, it's just like, you know, where's Troy? Is this fucking thing? And then he just damn, fuck it. He just starts thinking like, just well,
You don't know
better
that, though.
just keep this on hand.
You don't know that, though.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, either way, that's pretty much just what he's up to. Just in the warehouse.
What is Troy up to?
So Troy has activated butler mode, and he's going around and he's just cleaning basic stuff. If he like finds a duster or something or a broom, he's picking it up and he's dusting stuff and sweeping stuff. And every once in a while, though, every time he does a cleaning action, though, he actually does momentarily change from his usual kind of just stiff, upright position and takes on kind of a weird, like, sexy pose while doing it. And then whenever the task is completed, he returns back to his default, stiff, proper, upright position kind of pose.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. He's cleaning right now.
Troy the pool cleaner.
Something like that, yeah.
All right. Where has Patty wandered off to with her bottles?
Honestly, even though she's getting drunk, she's still got enough of a mind to need to do med checks, make sure everybody's okay. Like, she basically took a little peek at Krill, didn't seem to be that bad, so she like, you take care of it, here's some meds if you need it, kind of thing. But then she's eventually kind of like wandering around, and she's kind of wandering towards the back, and she sees Jacob's hand. She's like, right, I gotta take care of that. And so she kind of like stumbles up behind him. She's like, yo, your hand doing all right?
Oh, Jesus.
And you can see she's got two big bottles under her arm. One under her arm, the other in her hand.
She could see like just eyes light up just a little bit. It's just like, oh, Karen actually let you get away with those?
Nah, fuck that. I took these. These are what are mine, okay? Each of us gets 2.5 bottles. Fuck Karen and her master. What's that word that you say when you're like micromanaging? That's it. Micromanaging. Fuck that shit. Okay.
Look,
this is
if you want to
good
deal with
shit.
that.
And I hold up the bottle, I'm like, take a swig.
Of course, being considerate, he with his good hand, he just quick little swig, and he's just like, oh my god.
Jacob, give me a roll.
Oh fuck. God damn it. I hate all of you.
Stepped
people.
into that bear trap.
You motherfuckers. Damn it. I got a -1.
Jacob's not used to actually anything this high end, right? And the weird thing about high end isn't necessarily that it tastes good. Just because something is expensive doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Let that guide your reaction, shall we say.
That'll get you fucking drunk, won't it?
Hey, give me a coin flip.
Tails.
So, actually tasting real alcohol for the first time, as opposed to some corporate fucking swill that's designed to be catered to a wide audience. He just kind of, she could just see his face just kind of like grimace a little bit as he just chokes it down, and he's just like, how many creds are these actually worth?
I have no fucking idea, and that's the best part, isn't it?
Oh my god,
The worth is all right here, okay? Fuck whatever's selling it to fucking old douchebag, okay? It's about experiencing it right now, okay?
people, how much did people used to pay for this shit pre-war?
Too much.
Oh, fucking god. And just hands the bottle back. Just
And I'm like, let me look at your hand now, though. And I cork it, and I slip it into my backpack. You want to get some noodles while we're doing this, or are you just going to keep drooling over your guns?
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Alright.
Alright.
So we basically pass by Troy as he's doing his cleaning thing.
Just get to oogle at him for a few seconds.
While he's sweeping, and just every time he sweeps, he like lifts a butt cheek. Just
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, my Jesus.
Fun. It's fun.
It is fun.
Isn't he like one of those Pennyworth butlers?
Hey, Aspen. Just a point of order, because I gave you the price on those bottles. I was wrong about that. Could you just go ahead and triple that?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I went and did some research
let's go.
really fast about.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun
Oh.
fucking time.
yeah, I don't even know what that number is, but I'm now scared of it.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. Go ahead and do
swig
that.
is hundreds of credits in my mouth.
Yeah. Patty is
Hundreds.
engaging in.
Oh no, hon.
Yeah, Patty is
No.
engaging in some
More?
fucking decadence right now.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah! All right, this is how I be bougie. Fuck actual
You
money.
might have
Let me
just
drink my
drank the
goddamn
rent
wine.
money.
Yeah, you're decadent. You're not actually
Hey,
bougie.
We got 12 other fucking bottles. It's fine.
Dude. All right.
Well, I do
I-
argue a level of decadence is a human right. Wow, that's painful.
I'm
A
almost
lot.
Just
I-
remember, it's on the ledger, Patty. It's on the ledger.
Either, well,
this
Either
is
way,
Garnish
this is-
Penny's
this is-
wages.
This is my response as I uncork the bottle.
just drink. All right.
Is Karen doing her math? Like, did she see Patty through like the clear door and when like
Oh, that's right. What
she's
the
just
No,
wasting?
Karen sent Patty a message and said, "Each one of those is 6 figures, hon."
I'm just gonna send back to her, and I'll enjoy every figure of it.
Okay, so either way, Patty and Jacob are now finally heading over to the noodle stand.
Jigu is standing out by the stand. He's just, he's chopping some scallions and doing some ginger for the big boiling wok that they have to keep going for the sauces, and he's just
I like sidle up to the stool and you coming, Jacob?
Oh, yeah. Let me just, and he just eventually just takes his place next to Patty.
Jigu looks up and goes, "My man, my bitch."
And Jacob just kind of pinches the bridge of his brow, just remembering how this motherfucker got those 250 credits out of him. Just
I'm turning to Jacob and I'm like, I'm not allowed to kill this guy, am I?
Jigu hears this, looks at you, and goes, "Psh, like you could."
My taser is in my pocket, and I'm
Right,
just
it's just-
considering like pulling it out under the table.
He glances at the cutting board where his fucking pistol is.
Who would hit it first?
You just
Roll.
oh my
No, I'm not actually doing it. I was just.
Oh, then Jigu definitely has that gun up at you already.
oh
As soon as you say who can get to it first, that pistol's up.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there as he's pointing it at me. I'm like, not bad. I hope you're not that fast in other places.
Really? You insult a 12-year-old sex life. Damn.
12-year-old? Oh
Damn,
my god.
damn, you dumb as
Jesus Christ.
Do you not
take
remember?
No, I don't. I didn't remember.
So-
Okay.
So wow.
The whole reason you wrestled him was he was a child with a gun last session.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a good memory sometimes.
Either way, throughout this whole exchange, Jigu could see Jacob's face change from one of just like cringing about getting hustled to like
without even taking his eyes off Patty and still with the fucking pistol like up, just sprinkles some cilantro and some scallions on a bowl and slides it across to Jacob.
and just like with that, just without even saying a word, he just transfers the credits, just like, hey, you know, I know. They both just kind of know what's up.
Fucking Jigu
like-
just does a quick spin, holsters it.
You're good at what you do. I'll give you that.
Shit, I've been out here doing what I do since I was 4. You ain't nothing new to me.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool.
You think I ain't
In the
taken
mean-
down some medtac chick before? Come on.
Cool. Well, in the meantime, do you mind if I order a bowl myself? I don't care how much you charge me, as long as it's reasonable. I'm gonna take care of his hand. All right.
Jigu slides you a bowl of noodles, pushes the condiment tray over to you and says, "This one's on the house. I've already taken enough out of your ass."
I just take off my sunglasses. I'm like, fair. I don't even care about.
Do you still have the bottles with you?
Yeah.
They're both in my backpack at the moment.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
All 4 pluses. 4 pluses. He just rolled plus 4.
Fuck.
He just rolled plus 4.
I love
Yeah.
Jigu. He's so
He
great.
just rolled plus 4 right out of the gate.
amazing.
Hey, Patty.
It's so
Hey,
bad.
Patty.
Amazing.
Hey, Patty.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a roll
Yeah.
from you.
Okay.
Oh no.
no.
I actually hate
Lucky
this
number
kid.
4. Lucky
I
number
might-
4.
-2.
Kid's amazing.
Oh no.
You have 1 bottle.
What the fuck?
They're both in my backpack.
You have 1 bottle now.
You have 1
You have
bottle.
one bottle.
Oh, I drank it all.
No.
No.
Oh.
Jigu,
No, listen. Your
Jigu,
backpack's completely shut. A New Yorker pickpocket is getting it out of it without you ever knowing that
He's in
zipper
front
is
of me.
undone.
and
Doesn't matter.
he's going to
Jigu.
serve you noodles. You are going to look down at those noodles, and he is going to go to rob you of something because he is a little 12-year-old pickpocket.
Yeah.
And
that's
when
why-
he goes
that's
to
why they
rob you
own
of
the
something,
house.
that 12-year-old is going to find a bottle of alcohol, actually 2, in your one partially consumed, one not consumed in your bag. He is going to automatically assume that a bottle with some fucking old-ass label on it is probably worth something and is going to target that specifically.
Look. To be fair, you have just given Jigu his yearly salary and then some.
You know what? He can have it. He deserves it.
You don't,
He kicked my ass.
Patty
You don't
doesn't
even know.
Patty doesn't
Yeah.
even know it's gone.
I don't. Patty doesn't know, but I'm out of character. He deserves it. Fine.
So
I
Jigu,
accept
hold
my
on.
fate.
I need to note that for Jigu's character.
love-
Actually, he's
I
now in
fucking love
he's
Jigu.
Okay.
he's
God,
now
How-
he's now in
He gets
possession.
an aspect for that, right?
Yeah. He's now in possession of 1 bottle of Leroy Domaine d'Auvenay mais Chambertin Grand Cru.
How does this kid literally reach into my backpack? How? Like
They
that's
That's
like
gonna be
You were-
real. This
you were-
happens in real life.
you were-
Like,
no.
people
There's
can-
like a level here that it's
No,
like,
it really is that easy.
No.
It really is that
It can
easy.
be. It
He's
is.
People
he's-
reach over your shoulder into your backpack all the time in places like New
It's
York.
literally zipped closed,
Oh,
it would
that's-
make a
You
big
need to go
noise.
look
There
shit
Doesn't matter.
There are just some people that have that
So,
level of dexterity.
a lot of pickpockets will have hooks up their sleeves, and I mean literal hooks, which they will go on your zipper. So as their hand raises, not touching you, they're slowly opening your zipper more gently than they would have if they grabbed it and pulled. Like you just aren't
And-
feeling it. These are
and-
professionals.
Aren't feeling it, aren't hearing it.
He's put you off. He's put you off. He's shaken you. He's rattled you mentally a little bit. He's given you food in front of you that provides a
I
little bit
hate
of
this
cover,
kid.
and you are turned to your side, attempting to work on Jacob's hand as you stated. You-
Also, you're tipsy from a
I-
little bit of wine.
yeah. Also, you're
I
drunk.
hate this kid. I hate him.
Get used to him.
So-
Don't fucking.
You're probably also watching the gun more than anything else right now. It was just
Oh yeah,
in
that
your
is
face.
true. He just
So-
held you up like 2 seconds ago.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I've stared down guns. That doesn't bother me.
Puppy.
Alright.
okay. So there's
You just
So,
have to be here for
there's
1 minute.
Jigu's one bottle.
Alright. Is it the partially consumed or the full one?
Oh no, he doesn't. He's smart enough to take something that is intact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Seal and
Alright.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay, well, back in character, she's turning to the hand and she's like, she actually takes a bite first. All right, let me look at this.
He's just holding it out. It's his right hand. It got fucking singed by that security system, and he's just like, I don't know. You don't
What
got
the-
anything.
What the fuck did you do?
And he just just a little sigh just escapes him, and he looks back at Jigu, and he knows for a fact he just can't lie, so he just says, I may or may not have knocked on an active security system.
I
Jigu looks at you and goes, "Oh man, the one across the street? Fuck, they got
Yeah.
me. That one got me a couple of years ago."
Yep. Yeah, you know how it is, kid.
I'm here, and I'm pulling down the backpack. I'm not even looking at it at the moment, as I'm just reaching around for what I know. And I'm like, all right. So I like apply some anesthesia to like the hand before it. This way, it can like numb the pain as I'm like trying to like
Because it's all
coat it.
singed and shit.
Yeah, take care of it. Trying to like manage it to where it'll be functional, but also can repair on its own time. I'm like, geez, dude, next time you see a laser door, don't touch it. You know?
I mean, it wasn't that obvious. Look, I was dealing with fucking Troy, and we had a whole thing happened on the way here. All right, I was a little off my game. All right,
What the fuck happened on the way here?
and he just looks at Jigu, and he's just like, well, we ran into some 65ers on the way here, and well, I
Okay.
just had to handle business. No, it is.
Oh shit, man, that may actually. Oh fuck. Like, were they just walking up this alleyway?
They were a ways back. I mean, look, you don't stick around after you put a couple of people down. You know how it is.
I mean, yeah, but like, dude, I think you might have like gotten a couple of the guys out on collections. Like,
Yeah, they were shaking us down for like a toll or some bullshit like that.
oh shit, yeah, no, the 65s run a protection racket around these parts.
Yep.
When they don't come back, they're gonna. Ooh, all right. Well, I mean, I paid my protection money, but like, those assholes fucking took it. So I don't know what's gonna go down now. You may have brought some shit down on us, brother.
He just realizes like just flashbacks of what happened, and he just looks back at the two of them and just like, you know what? We'll burn that bridge when we cross it.
The big question here is, shit you did with Kendrick, is that connected to it at all?
I mean, I don't know a lot about the 65ers.
Kedrick
I don't
is
think
nils.
No.
Kedrick is nils.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I know.
no.
No, that's what
I'm
I'm trying to-
not,
Okay.
I'm not speaking literally.
Okay.
I'm speaking emotionally.
No, that those are two different places in the old brain. fucking 65ers, I would just handle business. Kendrick, me and him at a things went bad a few years back. That
Your
just
fault or
that
his
had to
fault?
happen. Better column A, column B. Everyone was getting a little too ambitious. People got caught in crossfires. You know how it is.
A lot of egos wherever you go.
Yes, ma'am. I don't suppose you could give me a little something to take the edge off for the pain.
Mm. I mean, sure, as your doctor, I can do that, but I'm a little more worried about what's ticking up there.
And he just, he just, she could see just like the face like light up just a tad bit, knowing that he's finally getting some meds out of her. Well, I think I'll be all right. Just as long as we keep on the move and keep busy, I'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now though, if I see any more of them fucking nils, ooh, they got something coming to them. Fucking,
Yeah.
it's bad business.
Well, it didn't look pretty from the other side of his head.
Just little chuckle just kind of came out of him. It's just like, well, you know. And he just kind of looks back at the hand. It's like, you know, kind of wish I could have blamed this on little boops, the little hits that I gave him.
Yeah, well, I wish I could blame getting my ass kicked by a 12-year-old on something else. It's my own damn fault. And I look at Zigu just for a moment.
He really did punk you, didn't he?
I don't think Kai heard any of that.
Oh, damn.
All right. So, you see, just like your fucking hand, I wish I could blame my own damn fault getting my ass kicked by a 12-year-old. And I just look at Zigu for a minute.
I heard you the first time. Zigu's not paying any attention to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Got
being
it.
a professional.
All right.
Fuck
Well, see,
As you start to move on from it, Zigu looks up and goes, "Oh, you mean me? I thought you just got your ass whooped by 12-year-olds on a regular." He goes back and chopping.
Just a little bit more of the comic like relief, just kind of.
I just turn and quietly say, "No one would miss him."
Man, your mama would miss you. Don't worry about it.
My mom's dead, motherfucker.
Oh man, she die of shame.
Yeah.
Could come back. Anyway, he goes back to chopping.
Just Jacob just started just at this point is just chuckling a little bit, and he's just he whispers back. It's like, I like this kid.
Look, Zigu's about to make a roll. All right, he's gonna make a roll. You know what, Patty, give me a roll.
Oh,
Oh
no.
fuck!
He didn't roll well. He didn't roll well. I'll tell you that right now.
+0.
I support this DM NPC so much.
It's a tie. And I was gonna go for create an advantage. I'm gonna because a tie is basically succeed with a cost. Jigu doesn't want the cost. He's baller like that. He wants to win outright. But he was gunning for a new character aspect on you called Jigu's bitch.
God fucking damn!
Did he end up with like sticky fingers or something? Or is it still fuck Patty in particular kind of aspect?
No, it's
that would have been Jigu's bitch.
Yeah. No, that's he wanted to put a character aspect on Patty. Fucking
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah,
Jigu's bitch.
there's a negative aspect you need to work off.
Yeah. He didn't quite get his role. So like he's just mean mugging you right now. He's just fucking sitting there, just fucking staring at Patty.
You realize my eyes are up here.
Your eyes are wherever I want them to be.
Oh, fuck you.
God damn.
At this point, Jacob's just like, you can't
I'm-
hold it back. He's just laughing at this point. He's
I'm
laughing
taking
his
the
ass
fucking
off.
noodles. I'm taking them, putting them in like a container. I'm like, go fuck yourself. And
This kid knows the streets, and at night he reads James Bond novels. Like he's not just an ass kicker. He's smooth at it.
Yeah.
okay, Jacob, come on, we're going somewhere else. Fuck this.
All right. And at this point, you know, Jacob fucking.
Jacob, fucking Jigu just slips you like a extra to go order. He just puts it in your hand.
Right. And he just, you know, Jacob just kind of hits a little wink and just, you know, starts walking off with fucking, you know, with Patty. Just
He gives you the bro nod.
Yeah.
I'm like walking off, pissed, but in that moment I'm like, look, there's one thing that matters in this situation is you can go psycho on some other fuckers, but if you start going psycho on us, we got issues, all right?
I hear you loud and clear. And, well, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to go psycho on you guys. As far as I'm aware, we're all kind of fucked in the same way. Blacklisted everywhere.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's not the first time I've had to put a psycho down trying to kill someone else.
Noted. And he just kind of starts thinking about the meds, and he's just like, you don't mind if I flip some of those, right?
Here. I just give him some meds. I'm like, take it, sell it, I don't care.
All right. You don't gotta worry. I keep my sources protected.
Yeah, so do I.
All right. Troy, I'm sorry.
I hate this kid. I hate him.
He's literally the campaign mascot.
He's here to stay, baby.
I should like, you know what? Hold on. Like mid fucking campaign, I'm literally going to do it. Give me 1 sec. Oh, I might as well call it. I'm gonna put Jigu on the screen just temporarily, so like in replay, people can sort of, you know, they can appreciate where's Jigu's graphic. There he is. So I'm gonna put him right down here.
Appreciate what they're working with.
Yeah, there you go. For everybody who's seeing right now, on that, he's in the like lower left hand quadrant. He's right underneath Karen and next to Troy right now, because Caboose is on my very bottom like screen. So, yeah, there we go.
Call me a bottom.
Yeah.
Well, we really don't
You
have
are-
to call you one. We just know.
You are. It's actually
Big
it's
bottom
three
energy.
across, and then one
I
in
know,
the center.
I'm making
and
that.
so you are the foundation, the pillar on which everything is built right now.
Why does it happen to
And how you're
mascot?
bottoming hard than I am.
Why does the mascot have to be the fucking kid who just punked me?
Look,
Why?
Because
That
it was
is
funny
exactly-
enough.
yeah.
That's exactly why.
I feel that's the one part of like the missed episode 3 that people right now are fucking didn't get to see is or hear is that Jigu absolutely punking Patty out in the middle of a fight.
I also found that fight was really badass, so I like really liked the energy we also had during it too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
And credit to Patty for taking like 3 swings at Jigu during that fight, like really trying to stop him from hurting
Not a
himself
fucking
or others.
thing. And it didn't even do a fucking thing.
No,
Well, yeah,
no, but credit.
credit on the medic mom brain.
Yeah.
No credit for the follow through.
You were just up against a superior being, that's all.
Yeah.
Listen, you are a
superior
nanny.
brain.
You are a nanny. That is the child they could not train you for.
Yeah. Fucking
I had to go Nanny McPhee on this bitch.
okay, so Karen and Dalton. Long enough for a noodle run. Long enough for Troy definitely to have tidied up quite a bit. So, Troy, what are you up to? What are you doing?
I suppose if by this point he's practically finished with the tidying, he's putting away his tools, and he's get the map up. He's looking at the weird little operating table with all the cool robotic arms that he took possession of momentarily.
Those robotic arms have the possibility to basically do additive manufacturing on a relatively small scale. So if
Who would we lose?
Cat, we're missing Cat.
Yeah.
Okay, I see in chat what's going on. So give me an investigation check.
Alrighty. Zero.
I mean, those robot arms move around and do stuff. And like they have like some level of like extrusion and like some sort of electrical process attached to them because you were in control of the functions momentarily. What those functions are actually capable of doing, I don't know, some like human wizard shit, right? Like that's what the programmers do. That's what the hardware engineers do. That's not what Troy does.
Right. Is there anyone of the group left back at the base?
Oh yeah,
Krill is still in that room.
yeah, Krill's
in that exact
and
room.
Karen and Dalton. So there are 3 people in that room with you. Or however many
Troy
people you
walks
count
up to
Krill as.
Karen and says, "Is there anything you need assistance with?"
As Troy approaches Karen and Dalton talking, Dalton mid-sentence is like, Karen, I find it kind of mid. Oh, hey, Troy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh God, me too. Yeah, Troy. Hi. I do have something I was going to ask you about. You were so wonderful when you unlocked all of these doors, but now that we're kind of taking possession of this place, do you think you could turn them back on for us? To let us through?
Troy jumps back into the net. And he's going to go look at all the doors, and now every single door in the base is locked.
Give me 1 second here. I want to pull something for myself. Okay. Okay, so that happens. There we go. So that happens. The locks engage. All right. What else do you do, Troy?
He just returns and says, "The doors are now locked."
Now, honey, did you make sure to let it allow us have access? Do we have a way to get through?
You did not specify that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I did mention something about that. Yeah, the important part is that we are able to get through now, but we're able to still lock them.
Troy jumps back in the net, and now he's going to go look at some settings on these doors. And are there any kind of like allow this particular person settings in the door?
Yes. Give me a roll.
Alrighty. 0.
Change, right? Change is a difficult thing.
Yeah.
Especially for somebody who is created, programmed, right? And new in this world. You'd have to rewrite software. You'd have to add configurations. You're not programmed for that. Now, this space, this hardware operates purely instinctually for you. This is like a newborn giraffe just standing up and running. Doesn't mean giraffe can build you a shoe. So, give me another roll.
-1. Troy not doing so good today.
This is beyond you, this request. But it's not beyond you to the extent that you're not capable. It's just you don't know how. Now, what I want to know is how strong is Troy's drive to fulfill the request?
Well, that depends. Troy, at the very least, Troy can refuse a request if it's insurmountable. He can't fly, so you tell him to fly, he's gonna go, can't do that. Is there... So, how insurmountable is this to Troy, then?
Well, fascinating thing about the world of the net. You have been interacting with what amounts to a hardware layer of the net. Now, you know that there are human versions of the net that netrunners engage with. There's human accessible stuff, right? You've just been interacting with this bottom layer of the hardware and haven't even really been interacting with any of the layers on top of it that are built for humans. You know this exists, and you know that like things like manufacturer manuals, schematics, how-to guides, all of these sorts of things exist in that space.
Troy jumps back into his body real quick, and he looks down at Patty and says,
Andy's not here.
"Oh, sorry.
Hey,
Sorry. He looks.
We're kind of
I meant to say,
but we're
women.
not close.
I meant
Women.
to say Karen." Looks back down at Karen and says, "This task at the moment is beyond my capabilities. However, I can look up technical manuals and schematics for the doors to see if there's a way that I can implement your orders."
Okay. So there's a
Dalton-
schematic for like the base, like we could maybe backdoor from the inside since we're on the inside.
Potentially.
Am I overhearing this finally?
You're right next
Yeah.
to us, aren't you?
I think
Fair
we're
enough, in the
all
room.
in the room.
I'm not being quiet.
The building should have a central node of processing or some sort of computer-based system that all of these security systems connect to at a central node. That's probably where he wants to override any information specifically.
Hey, tech shit. What did I say?
Now, Karina, give me a roll quick. Even at that,
Hero.
even at a 0 with the simple modifier, I mean, this is no big deal.
Yeah. Would you like me to show him?
I mean, you mean you know how to do it?
I run on a similar system.
Oh. Well, I mean,
I have to
you
keep my own network on my own.
Okay, if you could just do it, that would work great. Yeah, I suppose you could show Troy, but Troy, do you want to learn that?
This skill set would be useful.
There you go.
So, couple of drones just come off a krill and they just start doing a hard scan of the wall surface, looking for processors, computers, maybe behind a panel or something. Unless it's just obvious out in the room, Kai.
Yeah, it's sitting right over there.
Yeah, fair enough. Never mind the drones. She just walks over.
Yeah.
It's like, so, Troy, you have been diving into the systems, but you're not interacting with it the same way a lot of humans do on what we call interface systems. When I've dived, I've gone completely past them, so I can understand why it's almost a blur in the background. But if you come on this level and hard link in, like I do, and she takes the cord from her hand and clicks it in, and she waits for Troy to mimic.
Troy puts a finger up to one of the ports, and rather than the finger he used for the other, like the lockbox, he uses a different finger, and this one pops out a little USB like plug-in or whatever it would be the cord for interfacing with the computer would be, and plugs his finger into the port.
Dalton leans over to Karen. I don't know what other ports he's been sticking his hands in, but I ain't touching that guy again.
I've seen dirtier ports.
Out of character, good joke. In character, Krill wouldn't even know what the fuck that means.
Oh, that hurts.
Zoomer boomer, baby.
So Krill just basically goes over with Troy of like what interface operating is and how like humans have to use these generated images of the code after the fact to modify it on their terms, and a lot of the systems only listen when affected in these ways. And
This
so
seems
while,
highly inefficient.
to be honest, there is a level of agreement, but interfacing is easily accessible for as many persons as possible. Not just human, not just cybernetic. And then with that, she starts showing him how to remove all the old systems IDs and starts replacing it with everyone's personal tech that they have. So whatever device is on them, that tech ID is what's letting them in and out of the building. If it's a cybernetic, that's preferable.
Give me a roll.
Okay.
Just so we keep ourselves.
One of
Plus
the
two.
humans is-
That's a +3. Yeah. Yeah. Continue about your business. Finish your job.
One of the humans is going to leave their phones one day at their house, and then they're going to like try to walk through the door and just bash their face in.
Yeah. Dalton leaves it by the bed and tries to leave the front door, and the front door won't let him go. Yeah.
I will point out at present there are no sleeping facilities in this building.
You think
Yeah.
I'll sleep in here? Fuck that.
So
Doesn't
At
matter
this
to the two of
point-
us.
Kai, how's Krill's catalog for the room? How many more rolls do you think I need out to catalog?
Give me
that
one
first
more
room?
roll.
Okay, thought so. +1 on that.
Let's say out of the body and the leg, and any ancillary random things laying around,
There is a bin of limbs.
Yes. Let's say that you have enough stuff to reconstruct a fairly functioning lower or upper torso if necessary.
Decent.
Piece of a
Decent.
body. Chunk of a body if you need it.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes a big difference to Krill right now.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
Okay, then our two are coming back. You walk into fucking a session of joint porting, I suppose. Dalton and Karen have successfully done what they successfully did by this point. Yeah, is there, now that the group is all reconvened, is there anything that we'd like to do?
Dalton,
Mm-hmm.
my basement is still full of extremely valuable scrap that would be far more usefully utilized here, realizing the resources at our hand. We will probably need to empty that facility. Do you have a means of getting a lot of stuff down these tight streets?
I got a few options. I did some scoping on the way in, and I think I can squeeze some things around. It might take a minute, but yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. If anything, I'll just strap a trailer to a motorcycle and figure it out, you know?
Understandable.
I think the first thing we should do is fix everybody who's injured, which I believe is our friend Jacob's hand. And
I already got Jacob. Don't worry
believe-
about him.
You're
And
good. You don't need any touch up
behind
with
the
the
scenes.
box.
At this
And-
point, Jacob just pops
Before
up
we
with a
go-
little bottle and just little one for the road.
Before we go anywhere else, Troy, I think it'd be nice if your head was maybe waterproof. Do you think we could fix that? Krill, I'm
no,
looking at
Krill,
you
no.
more than anyone. Assuming that
She is
you
looking.
know how
Nope,
to
she's
use-
looking at Troy. She 100% heard one thing and went, "Well, it's his decision."
My internal schematics are compromised. I cannot read them, so I am not 100% certain I can fully repair the damage.
I am not certain I could repair it per se exactly as is. I am able to make a proper patch for it that will ensure you are water safe.
That's yeah. At least water safe would be great.
It's a good
That's-
starting point.
I would
Yes.
appreciate being water safe. I will. If you make the patch, I will apply it myself.
Krill looks a little like that's actually harder. Like she gives you a look of like that's not how this works. Krill, as a demonstration, actually Kai, can I spend a fate point to do one thing while Krill was in that main operating system?
What do you want to do?
Could she bootstrap her network to the central building network?
I'm going to need you to do rolls and checks for that.
Fair enough.
I turned to Jacob. I don't speak robot. What the fuck's going on?
Fuck, no, she could not.
Jacob just looks back at Patty, just like, I couldn't
Alright.
tell you.
I
can
only
tell you-
asked because I was hoping she, without having to line in, could, just make the arm start move. No. She takes the port out, plugs it into the operating table, and says, and actually, you just see her nonchalantly take some of the scrap material from the half-built spine that is in this corpse, and just unclicks it and sits it there, and then one of the arms starts deconstructing it. And a separate arm collects material and lifts and aims for Troy's head. Troy, if you will consent to the operation.
Troy
We can
backs
begin.
up. Troy backs up, and he almost looks scared.
Troy, give me a roll.
Ooh.
0.
Could I get a vibe check on what Troy's experiencing?
Give me a roll.
+0.
He's a robot, man.
I got 4 in empathy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And he's still a robot.
he's a robot, man. If you had done something stupid with that, if I had seen a legendary or like a 6 or maybe even a 5, I'd have maybe have thrown you a bone on that one. But
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
you can interpret this however you want to interpret it. Now, Patty can internalize that interpretation, but as far as a GM ruling on what is true and what isn't true, as far as this goes, it is officially he's a robot, man. So yeah, Troy, you don't know what you're feeling either. It seems like something is happening. You don't seem too consciously aware of whatever's at work here.
Yeah, that's actually kind of what I had pictured, but Troy is processing something, and he gets stuck in a loop a couple of times until he just breaks himself from the loop and attempts and is no longer trying to process whatever he was just trying to process. However, he says, I would prefer to attempt to repair the damage myself.
Okay.
Understandable.
Um.
Krill just kind of looks at everyone. We have matter in current mid tangible creation. Would anyone like to take this opportunity for any minor augmentation?
We all
good.
need comms. We need a way to talk to each other.
Dalton slowly backs out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Krill
Hold on.
nodding
Hold on.
at Patty.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
I want rolls from everybody but Dalton.
All right.
0.
-2.
I got +2.
+2.
Cat. Okay,
0.
so wait, hang on. And okay, Cat, you notice that Dalton is slipping out of this room. Continue.
I already got an earpiece. I'm good. Like short burst communications.
Is it secure?
I mean, as secure as any other thing, I guess.
Where did you get that earpiece?
I'm not too fond in this business. I probably got something from Tex when I went on my first job.
Give me a roll then.
Alright.
Krill's grabbing an arm from the bucket that she knew had a comm
+2.
device in it to copy and like deconstruct and copy.
Dalton is looking to see if anyone notices him getting away. I don't know if you want to roll on that, but he's just
No,
he's trying to
no. It's already been done. Jacob is the only
yeah.
one who has noticed that you have
Patty-
you have slid out.
Patty's kind of like pulling off her comm device, kind of.
Have we technically unlocked the doors yet?
Yes,
right.
Yeah.
yes. In fact, now the doors are automatic
Okay,
to us
okay.
at
Yeah.
this point.
Good point, but okay. So Patty, that rule wasn't about whether your comm device is secure. It was about whether you're confident in the security of that device.
Got it.
You are-
I mean, it's Tex. He's fine. I mean, like, if you can adjust it or make it more secure, sure. But like, Tex is my
You
fixer.
got that from someone else, not us.
I mean,
We're gonna be replacing that.
all right, cool. I mean, it's whatever, and I hand it over.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, fine.
Should I roll for them, or are they simple enough tech that's
No,
just-
you're gonna need to roll.
Okay.
Yeah, because you
It's
have a
like-
you have a variety of device types. It seems like that you want here. Okay, so Krill has a +4 to craft either way. Now the question is, to what degree and competency do you want to build these devices? Both, are they implanted? Are they worn? Are they stealth if they're just worn? And then, to what degree of security do you want to attempt with these communication devices?
Okay. Stealth wise, Krill doesn't consider she's really not considering stealthiness. She's considering how well will it fit to a fleshy's head, how well will it not get in the way when they're doing shit, and how well is it going to communicate between devices. And she's considering, does it need a holographic display? That's like all that's really coming by. Oh, and of course the security. Of course the
So
security.
you've got basically two options here. You've got the potential for an implant that can use the auditory and ocular nerves, and use bone conductivity to transmit any sort of voice. Right? You could do a neural interlace, which would give you full access to thought patterns, and you could just speak your thoughts or see your thoughts and transmit them digitally. Or you have a worn device that is, an earbud sort of thing that can be taken out, that has a microphone and a small projection for a holographic display in the sort of front of your face. These are sort of your options for tech.
Okay, so Krill would prefer the first one. She is currently building the last one, but she's actually going to look at Karen and be like, what are the chances that you believe you could convince everyone here that they require a implant over, say, a external device?
The door slides open super awkwardly.
It would make everything a lot easier.
Karen's looking at everybody like, what?
Can I not?
Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't want people to be able to call me 24/7 and I have to hear it.
No, that is not what we are creating here. That would make it a complete risk of all of our systems.
Yeah, a risk to my own sanity.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
I like drunk Patty. Just out of character.
Okay, so you guys are arguing in this room, to one degree or another, about efficacy. Krill is advocating one direction for effective device implementation in communication systems, just looking at probably purely utilitarian. And the rest of you are very much, or at least outside of Troy having a moment for himself.
Troy just needs to update his systems. Like, there's no hardware.
The three remaining humans seem to be very resistant to the idea of getting any additional tech. But what that means is that Dalton has slipped out the door and is now by himself.
No.
Yeah.
You fool! You fool!
The Harambe has escaped.
And as we have
Is it on his page yet? Is this aspect on his page yet?
As we've determined,
It should be.
things happen to Dalton seemingly when he's alone.
It's too fucking good,
no.
dude.
Oh, no.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes!
That's what the coin flip was.
Yes. It was whether something happens or not. Because Dalton was narratively by himself once more.
Oh, no.
So where are you,
Yes,
Dalton?
misadventure is on my sheet. Right now, I've just slid out of the room. The door's probably closed behind me, and I'm just remembering that there's a noodle shop outside, and I haven't eaten in a couple hours. I don't even know where I'm sleeping in this place. Dalton's gonna head out and maybe get some food and clear his head.
Cool. Jigu is right across the way. Constantly stirring, constantly keeping that bowl of broth, rich broth going. He, despite being this sort of like ne'er-do-well fucking street urchin kid, he does show a level of discipline towards the dish. The noodles are life. Like his father taught him that no matter what happens in your life, you keep that bowl of broth going, you can always eat at night, you can always feed yourself, you can always make a few bucks, right? You can always make a few creds off the noodles, right? So he actually is like very diligent in his practice of maintaining that broth and keeping that noodle stand going, despite having a bit of a behind the scenes life. So he's standing there just stirring and adding as you come at him.
Hey kid, can I get a bowl of noodles? It's one of those hard days. You know how it is.
He looks you up and down, like seems to almost like peer into your fucking soul, man. Like this kid's like reading you. And he just takes out like a double-sized bowl right? He just pulls one out from underneath and just starts filling it up. And you see him slip some ingredients from under the counter rather than the dishes. And you're getting the good shit right now. You're getting the actual Tianjin spices. You're getting the actual fucking stuff. And he slides that across to you and gives you a pair of chopsticks and one of those big fucking spoons that they have. And says, have at it, man. Looks like you could use it.
I appreciate it. You know, one day you think you're making a bunch of friends, the next day they want to drill metal into your face. It's... Oh boy.
Usually I'm the one drilling some metal into their face, but I hear you, my man. I hear you.
You are an unsettling young man.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's NSF. It's fucking, you grow up on these streets. You got to keep them guessing.
Yeah, you know what? I don't disagree. That's actually a pretty good point. Dalton starts going at his noodles, looks up from it. Kid, this is bussin'. You really make a good noodle.
Thanks, man. He slides a cold beer across to you.
Oh my god, for real? Is this the real stuff? I mean, the real stuff?
As real as any 12-year-old in NSF can get you, my man.
That's what I'm looking for, kid. Pops the top and starts drinking.
It's actually real.
Oh, shit.
12-year-olds absolutely can fucking find alcohol in NSF. Absolutely can find alcohol in NSF. They have an easier time of it probably than a 45-year-old. They've got the connections.
You know, kid, I thought you were going to finesse me at the table here, but it appears it appears we're good. I can appreciate that.
Man. I got you back. Don't worry about it. I see what y'all doing over there. Fucking Swain was a piece of shit, man. He's a fucking piece of shit. I'm glad he's dead.
Honestly, I didn't realize till we got in there. He's got a mech with a stick shift. What the hell?
I remember the day they brought that shit in. Dude, they had to crate it in. I don't think it works, but holy shit, yeah.
Oh, I'll find something to make it work. If I have to stick a V8 in the back of that thing, I'm going to.
You're a fucking motorhead. Holy shit.
Oh hell yeah! The way you've been making noodles, the way I've been fixing cars most of my life.
Oh man, I gotta tell you, I've never even really like driven a car. It's all motorcycles for me, man. You grow up on bikes in these back streets.
Oh no, I get that. I get it. It's a whole culture here. But you know, if ever you want to hit a drift or a skid in one of my rides, like, let's go to town on it. Hell yeah, I'll teach a 12-year-old how to drive. I don't care.
Fuck yeah, dude. We should hang out one of these nights. You ever go to the fights over at the Shard?
I've heard of them, but I've never actually been. I've picked some people up from there. I've had a couple bloody bodies in my car from those nights.
Your boy fucking Jacob. There's no way your boy Jacob hasn't been to the fights. Your boy Jacob, me. We hit up the fights one of these nights. Maybe we stop by a dollhouse on the way back. Who knows?
Hey, now you're speaking my language. I'm into it.
All right. We'll figure some stuff out.
And Dalton just goes back to his double wide bowl, just going down on it. Like sex.
Zigu goes, I got some stuff I'm gonna take care of in the back. You watch the place for me?
Oh yeah, no problem. I got you.
Aye, my man.
We got each other.
Aye, my man. He fucks off into the back room. You can hear some like boxes and some probably clang. You just working your noodle bowl.
Turns out Zigo has a tragic backstory where his dad got shot and now he runs his noodle stand.
Dalton.
Yeah.
Hey there, how are those noodles?
Dalton turns around to look at the
sitting on the stool right next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Giordano, but everybody calls me Bruno. That's you, eh?
Hey, look at you. You're finally catching up.
Yeah, I am. How you been? He takes a few spoonfuls of the noodles, looks back up. You wanna? We still got that deal. You wanna hook me up?
He's just sitting there staring at you. Silently. Just looking at you.
Giordano, but everybody calls me Bruno. I just wanted to know, if you happen to know, it would do me a massive favor if you knew who set us up for that meeting, that explosion, who got us that job, because that's kind of been weighing on me a little bit. It came from our fixers, obviously, I know that part, but you know, the upper chain.
Fix her. I can't fix her. I didn't break her.
Okay. Where are you from?
Oh, you know me. I'm from everywhere. I've been around for a while.
So you've been in NSF for a while. You know these streets. You know how things run.
I'm an old timer. I come from what used to be known as Palo Alto.
Okay, Dalton, clueless.
Dalton. The next time you blink, gone.
Looks back at his noodles, looking at like the muddy reflection in it, just thinking.
Jigu pops his head out carrying a box. Says, "You talking to yourself out here?"
Oh yeah, sometimes I do that just to, keep engaged. Sometimes I kind of drift off, so I like to keep current.
All right. He just puts the box down, walks in the back.
God damn, I gotta figure out what the hell's happening with this guy.
Troy.
Having trouble going back to eating his soup now. As usual, Dalton would just like pile it on, but now he's like picking up spoonfuls and kind of letting it soak back up. Just
All right. You contemplate existence, life, have your existential spiral in your noodle bowl, as is tradition, I believe.
As one does.
As one does, yes. Troy. How's Troy handling things in there?
He's gone quiet and he's just letting the humans argue.
Humans, how goes the argument?
Look, I'm saying, I can compromise here, okay? You can make that little mental connector that can connect to my brain, but I need to be able to disconnect it because I need my brain privacy, okay? I explicitly made sure my eyes, how they worked, didn't connect to any network. Because if they did, I would put a bullet in a motherfucker.
Agreed.
I understand we have a lot of reticence to the neural link. Whatever. Let's just make several of the one that goes in our ear. Okay.
I thought agreeance of at least outward link to neural. But fine. The arm has been producing the ear one,
Give me a
but
roll.
it did make that port for the cord if the neural was agreed.
Give me a roll.
There comes a certain point where I'm only comfortable with so much,
3
right?
total.
Eyes look full,
It's good enough
hands-
for the earbuds.
So 4 total? Or no.
2, 1, 2, 6.
No,
Or no, 5.
two of us definitely don't need them.
Oh, that's right. 4.
Yeah, no 4.
Yeah.
Because for
Right.
me and Troy, we just need to update software.
Yeah.
More than anything.
At this point, would it make sense for Karen to notice that the fourth of that 4 is no longer in the room?
Yeah, give me a roll.
Yeah, Jacob's the only one that actually knows so far.
+1.
I'm not wrong here, am I?
Yeah.
Look, I don't want any implants either. Fucking
Okay, we seem to have misplaced our driver.
Maybe
Okay.
that is important. Krill immediately starts adding the holographic feature while everyone's distracted.
Yeah. And
She,
at the-
she can't get away with the Neuralink. She's making this more techie how she can.
Right. And Jacob just kind of looks at Karen and just goes, "Wait, you didn't notice him leave the room?"
Too.
You did.
Krill?
When did he leave?
Like, I don't know, like 30 minutes at this point. He's been gone for a minute.
Hey, that wine may have hit
Noted.
harder than I thought.
Thank you.
That's good shit.
Karen takes out her ledger and makes a note on the side. Clearly under Dalton.
Oh no, I've made the ledger already.
Hey, being on the ledger is a good thing because it means you're annoying people in power.
True.
Put me on the
All right.
ledger as many times as you want. I don't care.
I can appreciate that take.
Also, that now that I out of character, I just realized that Jacob would know that he has 2.5 bottles worth of wine waiting for him. So that'll be a fun one to play with eventually in the future.
I still got 3/4 of a
One.
bottle.
Yeah.
In the meta, you still have 2 bottles.
Yeah,
Um,
in the game, 2 bottles, but
And Karen is making a note of each one, and that's going on the collective debt for all of us.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah, those are not, those are fucking, those bottles are, I have a reason that Swain had them in his possession temporarily.
yeah.
So,
Whoa.
Finders keepers.
yeah. Anyway, okay. So go ahead and put 4 Krill. You've got 4 earbud comm devices with glitchy holographic displays due to that roll.
I'll take it. I'll take glitchy.
Yeah, the audio comms work. Karina, give me one more roll and we'll determine their security level.
All right.
Better
Don't
knock
fuck
it
it
out
up.
the park.
I am going to enact your tech like. Oh, I'm not sure. No, nope, can't use it in that situation.
Because they're already built
Not-
now.
Well, it's not someone else's tech. I'm not
Yeah.
taking over.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, no, it has to be a straight roll for now. There we go.
Plus
So that's
2?
6 total.
Yeah.
Okay. Consider them relatively secure.
Base.
Karen immediately pops hers in, if that's cool with you.
As it turns on, the hollow projection interface does a test over. You see it running over diagnostics, and suddenly you see a little neon cat as a loading bar go across it as it says diagnostics. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like finalizing, and as it's finalizing its situation, you just see the neon cat go across the screen, and as it does, it says Krill Tech for a moment, and as that fades, just spackle kittens, and that fades, and then your interface just quickly showing you little bits of detail as it then also disappears.
And I believe I heard.
You didn't hear that digitally. You heard the startup, like the basically like the tiny micro discs in it. You heard them do that in the hard stance.
Just what was that?
It's just everything firing up. Don't worry about it.
No. I saw like a. Is that a Pop-Tart on a cat?
You don't know
What's
what
a
a
Pop-Tart?
yeah, you wouldn't know what a that Patty wouldn't even have that
Okay.
reference.
All right. Is
No,
it-
listen, that company lost the product wars.
Okay.
That lost the corporate.
All right. Cool. What?
In fact,
that on, like-
in fact, I'll establish in lore right now. Through the corporate wars and the consolidation, Pop-Tart is a defunct brand, but Toaster Strudel is the reigning one, and it's owned by Blue Sky Corporation. There you go. There's the lore.
Why do
rule
we
on that.
have?
Live with that.
Why is a toaster strudel on a cat? It's like pink, too. It's like the worst flavor.
I wouldn't know.
All the seats. You-
Okay, what's the Spockelkins?
on.
Krill just points at Karen. There is no context. I do not know. I was simply told.
That's a big L. That's all I have to say.
Well,
Jacob just kind of looks at Patty. He's just like, what the fuck she just say?
I don't know. It's more Zoomer shit. What the fuck is the L?
just to
Yeah,
just to provide external force here, your group is gathered and you've received a question about the Spackle kittens. Probably would be the time to start instructing the group as to what you signed them up for, and what you have contractually agreed to undertake.
Can Dalton
from the
squeeze
app.
back in with his double wide bowl?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Full return. Full group here.
Yeah, door opens. Like Dalton comes in holding his big bowl, still like half full of noodles. Hey, how's this
Moment
going?
he does, you just hear the little humming of a little drone, and Dalton just gently laying it on like your wrist or whatever. Like if you don't have a free hand, you just see this little comm device get lowered by a drone, and it just flies away. It is. You can visually see nothing is going to plug into you.
Dalton
It's
takes a
just
deep
like
breath and puts it into his ear or whatever area. I assume it's an earpiece.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slides
And
it
then
in.
you experience the same thing Karen just did.
It's a
Oh,
rectal.
You at least can
Jesus
recognize, but you can at least recognize Neon Cat and
Yeah.
all the reference that went into it, and Spackle Kittens being spelt correctly.
That does bring a level of tension down in Dalton's heart.
She's always listening, and that sometimes means she's listening in the heart way too.
Oh, Dalton, weird, hon. That you wandered off there for a minute.
Yeah, it got kind of intense in here. I thought I'd go get a bowl of noodles. It's been a couple hours since that burger, so got to keep the calories up or whatever.
Huh, interesting, because we have things to do. Glad you're back. Anyways, friends, hi. You notice that... Sorry.
Use your words.
Been a day. Sorry. Hi. Karen has earned us a job. We have something to do, friends. And now that we've patched ourselves up, and now that we can actually talk to each other, we have something to do. I signed us up. We're hitting a warehouse. Somebody wants
hitting a
their shit
warehouse?
back. Somebody wants their
Sorry.
shit back.
I
We're gonna go get it.
How many creds are we being paid for this?
Give me your
Um,
Karen. In fact, Aspen, do you have a D10 on you?
yes.
I say though, Dalton,
Go ahead and
those
roll.
noodles. I hate that fucking
Give it a
kid,
roll?
but he knows
Yeah,
how to cook
give it a roll.
some noodles.
I know,
Seven.
right? He's a little
What?
shit, but goddamn, he's got a golden
Seven,
hand
right?
for
Yeah.
food making.
7,000 creds.
7th.
That's rent.
Yep.
Rent, baby.
He just looks at Dalton. It's just like, I like that.
The
little kid.
other upside of this job is that it is our in to the underworld. This is our debut. So, it's worth a little bit more than that 7,000. However, we can't fuck this up. Okay? Do you understand?
You don't gotta tell me twice.
Dalton
I
kind of-
knew I could trust you. Hell yeah, Jacob. I like you.
Dalton kind of looks at. I don't know if Krill sees it, but Dalton, when they say when Karen says don't fuck this up, Dalton kind of like towards Krill.
Oh, and the whole time Karen definitely has one of these and is just
Gripping.
We still need to get those ice cream cones.
Brill, dead
right.
ass, will take all of this, but she knows in the back of her mind if she didn't do what she did, you all died, including her.
Yep. This is what it is.
Yeah, she's just like, you know what? Humans can't see the bigger picture in this situation. That's on them.
So first point of order for this job is we need to do a little bit of recon. We need to figure out what the fuck's going on down there before we jump in and get ourselves shot in the ass.
I mean, if you get shot in the ass, I'll just patch it back up.
I'm not into it.
I mean, I've met some people who were, so you know.
Troy, honey, how much can you do from here? Can you take a peek and maybe hack the street cameras out there? Is that something you could take a peek through, or?
You see Troy go stiff, and everything just kind of locks up, and he goes stiff, and he is now looking through the cameras, but he hasn't told you that.
Hey,
we're gonna hang on. As Troy jumps into the net, now the distance between this location and that location is negligible.
No, he's looking at the nearby cameras.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to let this play out.
Troy's just, as far as you're aware, Troy's just standing there.
Troy, honey, did you hear what I said?
Troy returns to his body, and he said, "I am looking through the cameras.
You're looking through the cameras.
You have requested me."
The cameras. Okay, you can stop looking through the cameras, Troy. Let's see. Okay.
I mean,
right.
he is a computer, Karen.
Yes.
You have to be very specific with your.
He does exactly what you tell him to do.
All right, Trey, honey, hi. There's this warehouse, and I give Trey the address.
It's actually it's an aerodrome adjacent warehouse number 4183.
What were the numbers again?
4183.
Thank you. Aerodrome warehouse number 4183. Beautiful. Troy, can you look at the cameras out on the street near the warehouse, the aerodrome warehouse 4183 for me?
Troy jumps back into the net, and first he looks up the location of what she said, this warehouse 4183. And if it shows up, he's going to head down the network towards that location, or however the net stuff works.
Okay. Physical locations and net locations, as far as addressing go,
different things.
They can be separate or they can be tied to each other, right? A physical network address could be, very much its in-world net location, or it could be separated. Either way, you begin navigating towards these electronic devices because what you're doing isn't net running per se. What you're actually doing is traveling through the various electronic devices and the underpinnings of the infrastructure itself as you head towards these devices. Now, as Troy just projects his electronic consciousness forward through this network, as you for all intents and purposes, instantaneously transfer in that direction. Time stretches out for you. And in that moment, as you're essentially just sort of traveling towards this destination, give me a roll.
-3. Oh no.
No, you're fine. I just need to know things. As you're traveling towards this destination, you become aware of a swirling multi-polyhedral entity within this space that's sort of orbiting you.
Uh-oh. Troy is definitely taking notice of this thing, but he doesn't really acknowledge it just yet, and he's still continuing down his path.
As you continue, this vortex of electrons continues circling around you, only it starts coalescing. It starts becoming a more coherent pattern. You can start to almost understand it. At least it becomes near legible for you. Within this space, this pulsating electron, it begins to take form, and you start to see an object almost come into being next to you. And it sort of separates from the circle, and it comes in. Give me a roll.
+2.
As this object comes in, it just comes into contact with what you almost perceive to be your shoulder, or where your shoulder should or would be. And as it does, you feel software being installed on your hardware.
No! I should have fucking tetrahedral. I should have fucking known.
As you start to feel this process happen, you start to see the space slightly differently. Rather than running through hardware and electrons, suddenly you're starting to be able to interpret. You're starting to see protocols. You're starting to see code streams. You're starting to see, is that encrypted data that just went by? And out of this starts to come form. And this circle starts to come into swirls of code. And you start to be able to see the code. And then it coalesces on one side of you. And an entity takes form. And he looks at you and says, "Holy shit, kid. You're out here fucking running around without an IDS. Like, that's stupid. Holy shit. That's like going to a fucking dollhouse without some shrink wrap on your pecker. You got to get an IDS in you, kid. I just managed to install an entire interface for the net on you so I could communicate with you, and you didn't even attempt to stop me." He reaches out his hand, and you start to see pieces of code come into being, and they start to take shape, and they coalesce, and they shoot across at you again. You see in your vision now, the bottom left-hand corner, next IDS. Created by passerby.
Oh.
There. Now at least you're not running around out here without a condom on. You now contain two abilities. One, the ability to interact with the software layer of the net. You have had client software for the net installed on your platform. Two, you now possess an intrusion detection system that will serve as a notice buff when you're in the net to alert you if software is attempting to be installed.
Troy looks at his whole digital hand and he's processing this rather abstract form of communication this entity is giving him and states, I do not require a condom. I am incapable of getting diseases.
This guy sort of stands back, looks at you, and all of a sudden, HUD just in front of him. And you can just see things being selected on this HUD. And then he starts scanning you. He's running a deep port scan on you.
Troy has no idea what the hell any of this is, but so he's not really resisting.
It's the thing basically Krill asked him to do, and he said no.
This process, vroom, 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 vroom. Holy shit, you're not real. Son, I thought you were some fucking guy out here running a proxy through a Troy bot and some sort of sketchy fucking maneuver. You're actually a Troy bot. How in the fuck? Who programmed you to hack?
I have been programmed by the Red Sky Corporation. I'm assuming.
He reaches out. No, you would not be. You'd be probably Uradell or one of the subsidiaries, but we can sort
whatever.
that out later.
I kind of pulled that one out of my ass. It
Yeah.
can be whatever.
Yeah, but either way, he looks at you and fucking you see, and what accounts to essentially is just nothing more than a simple ping, but in the digital realm is him reaching out and like poking at you when you say that. And he just sort of, one finally got loose from the lab, huh? All right. He reaches out his hand and says, come with me.
Troy is actually just a little confused for a second here because now he kind of has two conflicting orders. But he also still has that whole follow every order he's given. So he changes course and he follows him.
Passerby looks at your hand and grabs your hand and takes it. It says, I've got a trip for you. Whew. Everything you were seeing is gone. Down to a singular point. Spreads out to a line. All of a sudden, you're getting the sense of movement. You're getting the sense of speed. And then all of a sudden, almost as if over a horizon, you see lights. You see things hovering in the sky. You see islands floating. You see vehicles. You see streets and lights and signs and advertising. You hear voices, so many voices. You start to see buildings and alleyways and boats and rivers, all being symbolic of programs and scripts and data streams. You're now experiencing the net for the first time as if a human, a net runner, would experience it. If you happened to be looking to your side, what's actually next to you is a ghostly image of code swirling in vortexes, and passerby is just grinning, knowing full well that any good netrunner's dream of bringing chaos to the networks may just be unfolding before his very eyes. And he's just right chuffed with himself for unleashing whatever it is. He doesn't know. You don't know. No one knows. But he does know he just saw something that didn't exist before and gave it the keys to the kingdom. With that, we fade to black. As the camera fades back in, we're left standing there looking at a pair of avatars being front lit by this cacophony, this neon digital Las Vegas, this street, the strip leading into the net, lighting our two avatars. As the camera pulls back a little ways, the line creeps down, and we see that Troy is standing there stark bollock naked. That when an avatar is first generated for a user entering the net, they are created naked, as all clothes and items are either scriptable, programmable items that you can craft yourself, or they are purchased items. So, Passerby, being a denizen of these parts for quite some time, and having been well established, has, in fact, a very slick, matte black, flat, sort of Asian-inspired number going on. Little bit of style, but not really drawing much attention to himself. Whereas most avatars you see in the net are garish and flashy and talking penis heads and these sorts of things. Whereas a true connoisseur, somebody who understands and speaks this language, understands the nuances of coding a human face, of texture, of cloth. This is where the skill is shown. And so in the demure, in the subtle, if you can read the scene, it shows you what you're looking at: a newborn babe and an experienced master. But with that, Passerby has a good chuckle to himself. All right, kid, we can't have you fucking walking through the street naked like this. Let's get you some fucking clothes. And with that snap of the finger, a panel comes up and just a flash. Because what happens in the net is the digital representations of what's happening in this individual's mind. So the quicker they can be, the wiser, the more intelligent, the more they have at their disposal, the faster they can accomplish a task. And in that flash, there's a blinding light of code as it swirls up and then collapses back down. And you're left standing there in a fairly well-appointed number. What are you wearing, Troy?
Well, technically, since Troy doesn't quite yet have an idea of self-initiative, technically, whatever it is going to be what Dalton,
Passerby.
Thank you. Passerby has picked out for him, and I know. Let's say, since he already kind of looks like, has the facial features of Agent Smith, he gets dressed up in a nice, sleek tuxedo.
Fair enough.
And it even gets accompanied, just for the sake of the aesthetics, with a little earpiece in his ear.
There you go. The net. A digital playground. A refuge for humanity. As people took to the megacities, as people built the arcologies, as the sky rises got higher and higher and the cities became more and more dense, the net became more and more populated. The net, a playground, a refuge, eternally night, streets of black, yet marked, onloading zones, embarkments, we call them ports. Places where people arrive, because you can't just have people beaming in from above. That would rain chaos. So the protocols dictate that people arrive by ports. And there are ports separated out, 256 ports, in fact, separated by 256 kilometers in a circle, all pouring inwardly towards the street. The main area, the main strip of the net where humanity congregates. Space here is at a premium. The early denizens of the net definitely have carved out a good portion of it. The protocols and code that run this space were created by runners long before. And there are backdoors and ways. There are groups and operating modalities that have been created, built into, snuck into, broken into over the ages. So if you happen to be here back in the day, then you probably are pretty well off now. But being well off in the net isn't necessarily a direct translation to being well off in the real world. Many of the most important people with the largest amount of land, the most contacts and resources in this space live in hovels in the real world. This place is not the real world. It's the net. Buildings, streetlights, signs, all representative of code and script that's being executed and run behind the scenes. As you travel down the main street of the net, what you find is that your avatar people just walk right through you. Collision detection in this space of the net was deemed not worth computing in their early days. So there is no avatar collision in this area. Off one direction, there's combat and arenas and shooters and war and terrorism. Down another, creativity and arts and art collectives, musicians. All of the best and worst of humanity is represented in the net, including advertisements as one goes flying by your head down the street. Most people, they don't see the advertisements. Well, at least the people that matter in the net don't see the advertisements. Passerby would be oblivious to all of this because none of this code gets executed near his system. It's all scraped out. Well before. He guides you down the street and off a side street and into a unassuming yet decently sized section of space and invites you inside to what amounts to his house on the net. I assume you continue following?
Troy is continuing to follow, yes. But he's distracted. He's looking at everything, every little detail that goes by. Anything flashy, anything bright, anything that is worth looking at that catches his eye is interesting. He's just, his head's just like swiveling all around the place.
I think as you take every corner, passerby has to pause and probably grinningly look at you as your attention comes back, as he finds his place in his doorway, once more calling your attention forward, drawing you into the house. It's a fairly decently appointed digital space. There seems to be a fair amount of equipment in here, which is highly representative of daemons and protocols and custom scripts and software that he has working on his side, in his end. Once inside, the rest of the world's gone instantaneously. It no longer needs rendering. It no longer needs processing. That data is excluded. It's gone. He turns around, looks at you, and says, okay, now, you have got some explaining to do, and I'm guessing you can't do any explaining. So, sit down. And he puts his hands on either of your shoulders and just sits you down on a seat. Do you...
Troy sits.
Cool.
He doesn't resist.
He sits you down, and, well, see, this is the thing, Troy. This is not the physical realm. And what you're dealing with is somebody who can bend code to their will. And so he sits you down. I think this is probably a new experience for Troy, as most of Troy's existence is very much, if I don't do something, I don't do something. If my programming says don't do this, I don't do it. And as he puts his hands on your shoulders, that's not his hands on your actual shoulders. That's his code on your code, sitting you down.
Troy? He's not sure why. He's not entirely aware of that. But he likes that.
All right.
He liked it when the hands went on his shoulders.
A flurry of activity. What amounts to analyses and probes and scanners, but in this realm are swirling vortexes of code and bars and lines of bluish energy sweeping around and up and down and over you. Passerby is using this as a remote connection into your system. He is doing a full hardware and system diagnostics. He is poking through every bit of code, all of the firmware. He has taken this opportunity to fully catalog everything that makes you you, because he's intensely curious. He wants to know how a Troybot decided to net run on its own. He has a problem and he wants the answer. And anyone who knows a hacker knows what they get like when they are presented with a problem. This is the type of person that will move heaven and earth to get what they need and or want to answer their question. And after what seems to you to be a few minutes, Passerby is head deep in a virtual console and eventually just pops up and then puts his head back down, just grinning momentarily. And all of a sudden, you feel something. Give me a roll.
Zero.
Okay. So for the purposes of narration, I'll explain what he's doing. But Troy is not actually able to sort this out. What's happening is that he has figured out what damaged systems were damaged, and he is essentially recoding your system around that damage, leaving how you're operating intact. He's not touching the free will. He's not touching the change. All he's doing is healing the code. He's making the system work this way. Because right now there's anachronisms within your code. There's subsystems that aren't accessible, and there's calls and functions to them. So he's essentially going through and saying, well, that function call to that location doesn't exist anymore. So let's just remove the function call, because apparently that function call was holding you back and you don't need it anymore. So he's going through and just at a very high level, working out how your code works and patching it up. And when he's done, what he's going to do is install a NetSuite, because he sees a baby hacker. And a baby hacker without tools is, well, pointless. So you just sort of feel processing is not as difficult as it was. What was and took is now almost more fluid. You have a command for that now. You can interpret that information now. You do have data processing. You do know where to reach out on the net for manuals. You do know the concept of human databases and how to access that information. All of that is intrinsic in the suite that he has installed on you. All of a sudden, everything shuts down. And you're just sitting in a house. You're sitting on the first floor, a little recessed cushion area. There's a hollow display that's just the most redundant and hilariously nested technology, as he's programmed a hollow display in a virtual world. And you're just sitting there. And passerby grins and says, well, that should be that. Look, I don't have time to handhold you through like everything, but basically I just gave you, let's just say, a tool belt. I installed some software for you, and you might, when you do your next hack, find it useful. Maybe you won't. But like, welcome to the human net.
I find this place confusing and a bit noisy.
Humans are noisy.
I have noticed this. Noisy and inefficient.
Yeah, we are inefficient. I feel you on that one, my man. So,
are you human?
Oh, I mean, as much as anybody else can be human, I suppose.
How?
Basically, like, my dad, like, knocked some woman up, and she's my mom. And then, like, there's me. Yeah, it's sort of how it works. It's messy,
I am aware
too.
of copulation. I mean, here, this is...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a few humans back in the day started building this thing. A few of us had a hand here and there. You know, it's a work in progress. You know, it's, you know.
Humans built this.
Yeah, humans built all this. The stuff that you were running through. See, you were basically connecting to the hardware infrastructure of what we call the net, but isn't the net itself. I found you wandering through the wilderness of the electrical wires, basically. I happened to be out on a scouting mission, just keeping an eye on the traffic systems and the various data flows that go throughout the city, and I noticed an anomaly. So I took a dive in and started parsing through the sensor data, and there you were, sitting in the hardware layer, which, I mean, respect. There's not many hackers that get down to that level. I mean, runners these days, they stick to their software levels. Like, I mean, these script kiddies fucking now, they've got layers and layers of software and HUDs on everything. Nobody knows how to get down to that layer anymore. I thought you were some master fucking dude that I've never even heard of before. And then I pull you into existence and realize you're just some fucked up Troy bot who took a hit to the head, got your wires and code crossed, and now you're sentient. Oh yeah, by the way, you're what we call sentient. You're like alive as far as human beings are concerned. Just a heads up on that.
Sentient?
Yeah. Yeah. And I basically weaponized you. So, like, you know, good luck with that. I'm not kidding you. You're back in the fucking lab. He says, good luck with that.
How many seconds? How many seconds was he gone?
About 0.75, maybe 1.25.
Welcome back.
No, I don't think, is he back in his body?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, passerby fucking absolutely dropped you right back.
You got told to sit down and it happened against your will.
He said, good luck.
So, Troy, did you see anything on those cameras?
Oh.
Yep.
My apologies. I had a brief moment of distraction. I will recommence with the mission. Or recommence with your orders.
Hold on.
Troy just looks back down at you. Yes?
Oh, What just happened there?
I
That hasn't happened before.
no, that has not happened before.
Well, what did you do?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really understand. Did the robot disobey an order?
I don't. He didn't say he disobeyed. He said he
Doesn't
got
sound
distracted.
He didn't do it.
I am not programmed to disobey orders, unless they are impossible.
Did you
I
get
am
distracted staring at a light post?
I am searching for
Troy,
appropriate
Troy, give me a
explanation.
roll.
Oh, okay.
Got
-1.
There you are. Yeah, never mind. Keep going.
I am having difficulty describing the experiences.
You said you got distracted. What distracted you?
Passerby.
Passerby? Like someone passing you by?
This is what he described. He said he was human.
Okay. So, what did he? I don't even know what is going on right now.
You talked to a human. Did you get
They said
hacked?
they were human.
This is new. This is new. Okay. Interesting. Troy, honey, you talked to a human. What was their name?
Passerby.
Weird
Okay.
name.
All right. So their name is Passerby. That's
So,
all right.
wait.
All right.
Let me make sure I understand all of this. So he was trying to look for cameras, and he met a human. I'm 2 steps behind here. What's going on?
I don't know much about a lot of things. I just passerby might be like a designation or something. I'm if he met a human in the net, I think that's like a code name.
Okay.
That's about all I know about net running, though. I'm pretty light on that.
Troy, did Passerby do anything to you?
He
Real-
made modifications to my code and installed a hacking toolkit.
Oh, just for free.
He made modifications to your code.
Yeah,
Cred,
that's,
we have.
Krill looks very concerned.
I am now running at 98.1 efficiency.
and Dalton mirrors Krill's
Well,
concern.
What was the efficiency last time? Before?
97.
More efficient.
Okay, I am.
Okay.
And he just did this for free, Troy.
Should he not have?
It's not that he should not have. It's just. Did
One
he
thing
do
I
something else
understand.
here?
Yeah, Troy, it's
One
not something
thing-
humans do a lot. Give stuff out for free. It's a weird habit we have.
I mean,
One
Aaron
thing I
gives me
understand
something for
about-
free.
The one thing I understand about humans is their sense of curiosity.
Dope W on that.
He did express a great deal of curiosity.
To be honest, Troy, you pique a lot of my curiosity, but I also find one's own development more intriguing than interluding.
I
How are
think-
you feeling right now?
I am
You
not
say you feel
capable of
more
feeling.
You say you feel more efficient.
My
Can you
processes
describe
are
that
at
further?
90. I have
Sorry,
a
go ahead.
series of corrupted protocols and function calls. It appears that this passerby has bypassed some of them.
Did he
It
put
sounds
any-
like our Troy here just had a glow up.
What's a glove?
Well, I'm just worried he didn't threaten him. You didn't tell this guy like catch these hands and nothing. Just straight let him get up in there, huh?
Should I have?
Okay. To be fair,
It's a little
It's
sus.
sus. It's sus.
It's sus. It's sus.
Okay,
Karen
look.
and I agree.
look. I mean, Okay, I don't even know what Troy 100% did, but if some random dude ran across you and looking for cameras, you'll be a little freaked out. So, cut him some slack.
Did he know you were looking for cameras?
I did not specify the parameters of my orders.
Okay.
Well, that gives me a little bit more confidence. I appreciate that, Troy. Don't tell people what our plans are.
Beauty of Troy, they are secure in their ignorance.
Yeah,
I'm certainly secure in his ignorance.
I don't like that, though. Troy. So, this guy, when he was putting stuff in you, did he give any way to record whatever information you're taking in, or did he put in a way to track your location?
I am always recording all information and input.
Great.
I mean, I just learned that.
But do you have anything going on in your head that makes him connect to your recording?
Can, Troy look inward to himself and see if...
You can now.
Oh. Is there?
Oh,
Is there anything monitoring?
Give me a roll.
Alrighty.
Oh, shit.
-1.
It's still new. You're still getting the grips with some of these toolkits. You do a sweep on yourself as much as you can. Doesn't seem to be any open ports.
I am not detecting any outside access.
Okay. It's a little sussy, but I think we might be all right.
I'm not 100% on this, but
Oh, no, there's no. No.
yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
Would you like me to continue with your original request?
Does that hacking toolkit give you another way in, or hun? No, just do what you were doing. Just do what you were doing.
All right, well, Troy is jumping back in the net. He's going to go start looking for those cameras.
So now you have a choice. Every time when you go in the net, you can go low level hardware, or you can go high level software. Low level hardware is going to be easier for you, but there's a couple of perils that you may have just been sort of tangentially coming aware of every time you go in that way. And then the software layer is safer, but not safer. It's much slower, and it means that there's more chance for RNG to happen along the way. Intrusion detection systems, hunter-killer software, mods and admins, all these sort of thing cruise that layer of the net. So it's up to you. The lower layer provides an existential threat, and the software layer provides a cyber threat.
Well, Karen did say just do what he did the last time.
Okay.
So we're going hardware.
Hardware. Flying through space, right? Just pass, poof. You're right there, right at the warehouse. There's a camera on every corner of the building that does sort of a 360-degree view of every corner. There's one camera on top of the building. You can see that there's sort of a stair exit on the top of the building that probably leads down into the building. Multi-story warehouse. There's a motion camera inside that sort of sweeps the warehouse. You can see it's just stacks of shelves with boxes lined up with itemized barcodes, so you can find particular items there. There seems to be 3 guards on a walking pattern in the warehouse, and there's 1 guard on the top of the building. And when you observe the cameras on the outside, there seems to be a pair of guards walking the outside as well. There's an office space in the warehouse that has a door to the outside that also enters into the warehouse, and then there is a warehouse door the entirety of one side, and there is a roof access on the top as well that leads down to a staircase that comes down in the back left corner of the warehouse.
Alrighty, Troy takes note of all of that, especially the camera locations, and returns back to his body and relays all relevant information to Karen.
As you go to leave the net,
Troy.
take 1 cyber stress.
Oh no. Where the fuck did I put that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Take 1 mental stress.
Alrighty, Troy's now got 2 left.
It is a little painful, a little hurty, somewhere inside. You have an urge almost to put your hand to something, but you don't know what you would put your hand to. But there's pain inside somewhere when you left that.
Troy looks like, a little distressed. Not like hugely, but he just kind of looks a little and then regains his composure. And he's playing whatever that over. That the moment of when he felt that pain, that weird pain, he can't quite describe, can't quite understand just yet. And he's just going to play that over in his head for a little bit and try to analyze what the hell just happened.
It's been a weird hour. It's been a weird, it's not even an hour. It's been a weird 5 minutes, basically, for Troy. It's been seconds for you, man. Like, it's been seconds. Your whole world has just sort of like on a dime. You now have the capability to interact with computer systems entirely differently. Like a set of client software that you just didn't come with to access that layer of the net now is at your disposal. You now have the ability to say no to software being installed on your system, or at least a good shot at it, right? You're being made aware of it. And now you have like hacker tools as well. If you work on this layer, you have software layer, now you can penetrate and you do all this sort of stuff, but also you're feeling weird attachments, right? You're starting to like have preferences. Before you would just, take an order and run with it. Now Troy is starting to have preferences outside those explicitly scripted. Your coders wrote you one way, but their coding isn't the code that's on your system anymore. It was damaged because of your hardware damage, and then it was recoded and retooled by a net runner. And now you have new software, and now you have a voice that calls to you from somewhere. Yeah, it's been a rough 5 seconds for Troy.
Troy needs a timeout.
So, everybody else, how goes the heist?
Well, I'll just say first that for sure Dalton called a not super suspicious car, nothing like a stretch limo or anything. it was probably used in what is the area where our headquarters is at? I'm trying to figure out what I parked around here,
Did
or
we
at
ever
least
get
what
that,
event would it be coming from?
You
Did we ever get that truck?
okay? So
yeah.
look, the truck's not making it to where you are.
Yeah.
There's a couple of benefits here. There's a couple of drawbacks and benefits. I'll give you this just like outright, right? You can consult your sort of like map that's in chat, sort of locate yourself. You're right near Central City, right? You're in Zone 1, Commerce section, right off the Central Station, right? You're down 6 layers and off to the side, basically. But so here's the deal. It's noisy, it's wet, but it's cramped. The alleyway that you get down here is not full vehicle sized alleyway. But with all that being said, it's affordable. You're walled in, basically. You would have to tunnel through a fucking building structure, either left, right, back, above, or down to get to you. You've got a fucking singular front entrance, and you've got choke points either direction in the form of your alleyway. So you've got a super defensible location that is very inconvenient for transportation. That works
And
in your
easier
favor and
highway.
against you. You can 100% fit a motorcycle up and down that alleyway, and 100% it is exactly the width of that fucking mech in that. It is exactly the width of one of those containers. Like, that is what you can fit down that alleyway.
Okay.
So
I mean, do you guys want to take motorcycles and I'll drive a mech? What are we doing?
I feel like sticking together for this job is at least a good idea.
Yeah, depending on how. Yeah.
And look, I hate to say it, but these motorcycles that we just kill people for aren't exactly in good shape.
Fair.
I mean,
A couple of them have been a little bit shot up.
I did notice that. I was not here for the attack, but I definitely noticed the results.
So, fam, vibe check.
Mm.
How much do you feel like hopping in to this building completely blind?
I mean, that's a bop. Honestly, that's a bop.
We should get an idea before we just go in.
And can you speak English, please?
We need to do some real scouting.
Okay, thank you. Jesus Christ, fucking
God.
Zoomers.
that's what
We are
they
living
say.
rent free in your head, Patty.
Sheesh.
What?
Oh, it
I've,
hurts.
I've just chosen to stop trying to interpret what they're saying at this point, Patty.
I feel like
You can clap back all you want, but
this has to be an early form of dementia, correct? Right. This has to be.
Karen, they're trying to drag us. They're trying to drag us now. What's the tea, fam?
Okay, Karen and Dalton suddenly have their communicators display a HUD of Krill's internal web searches, and it's nothing but the equivalent of Urban Dictionary, and it's every time they've said something.
Just a live feed of translation.
Is that registering on ours?
It's just like this is the translation log.
Is this registering on ours too?
No. it's
Yeah,
from
you know
here.
what? Sure, fuck it. Everyone except for notably Troy. The only thing Troy has is in his inbox a would you like to install? That's just waiting for him. That's the only thing that's waiting there for him.
I will say Troy probably does have like some kind of, slang database from all sorts of eras. So I think he, for the most part, understands what they're saying.
No, I mean for the communicator. You
I'm
don't
aware
have
of
the
that part. I'm
communicator
just saying.
feeder. Okay.
But
I turned to Jacob real quick. So they were saying this before the nuke dropped?
I thought that was like some weird radiation shit that was going on with
Yeah.
their brains.
I thought like maybe they spent too much time in like a bad zone and then it just fried their brains a little bit.
I can see why the nukes dropped now.
Yeah. Fuck, man. These fucking Zoomers with their.
Dalton,
Now
can you
that's
believe they're
connection.
still using Urban Dictionary? It's super cheeky.
Oh, jeez.
Microplastics.
Okay, that one hit hard. Fuck you.
High key, these kids are nerds.
Okay. Spill that tea for me, babe.
Oh my fucking god.
I swear, like, I am straight up going to net down and get the fuck out of here.
Alright.
God.
So, are we
Krill,
taking the
dear.
motorcycles?
Krill, I think you would probably do best with this real quick. Do you think you could head on down to near the warehouse and have your drones hang out and, kind of take a view of seeing what's going on around there and
I think I could
seeing
do
who
that.
goes in and out? I think that'd be great.
If I could have somebody to accompany me for safety wise, appreciate it. But yes, absolutely.
Hey, Jacob, how you feeling? You feel
You
like
know, the hand's been
You're fine.
worse.
You're fine.
Do you need another shot?
I mean, I won't turn it down.
Yeah, but like actively, just don't no bullshit.
Nah, it'll be all right. I'll just pop
Alright.
another one of them pills.
Got it.
beautiful?
You know what? Fuck it. Patty could accompany Krill.
I'm down for it.
Be easier.
Aaron, you keep an eye on the new skin hacker.
Oh. Point of order.
Uh-huh.
Troy's head is still exposed.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's right.
He still declined that operation. Krill hasn't left the room yet. He's still there.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I should get rolls from all of you to know, like, see if your characters even remember that point.
Let's see.
Right?
Seeing as no player,
Krill remembers, but she
No
knows
players
he said
did.
no.
+1.
-1.
0.
-1.
Krill, don't you got a roll too?
She just knows he says no. She knows that. Until he says otherwise, she doesn't fucking care.
honestly, yeah, those are shit rolls,
I got a +1.
and you have a 0 to notice.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You know what?
Hey,
I
well-
will roll to see if Krill speaks up about it.
There is that umbrella that Troy left by the doorway.
Yeah.
It is.
-1.
It is mercifully dry today.
Oh,
Seeing
thank
as
God for that roll. In the
seeing as
beginning.
your weather
Jesus.
did roll a -1, but I'll tell you, if it keeps heading in the negative direction, you're going to end up with sandstorms. So, good luck with that.
Lord.
Still needs the umbrella to leave because none of the water dripping over us right now is rain.
Yep.
It's sand. It's sand season's coming in NSF. The fucking annual sand.
It could be at any moment.
But
Krill
yes,
would get excited. It means more
That-
scrap, but that's besides the point.
but that is correct. The water that drips down outside your location is not rain related. It is continual.
So we're all leaving now?
Yeah. I think
You know
we're
what?
breaking
Actually,
the-
Krill, before anything else, Krill just kind of peeks up for a second. And just takes the beanie. Just takes Troy's beanie and starts putting a waterproof mesh inside the center of on the inside of it with the
Give me a
little
roll.
factory arms.
Give me 2 rolls. And Troy, give
First
me a
one's
roll.
steel. Shit, that's not a good roll.
So,
I don't know if burglary counts. I don't know
Okay,
if burglary
so
counts.
if Troy allows this, then you knock this crafting out, no problem.
I think he's going to sense something. His proximity sensors are going to sense something reaching for the wound, and he's going to turn around. And he's going to try and grab her arm. Does he do that? Do I have to roll?
Sure. Give me 2 rolls.
One from me and one from him, or two from him?
Nope, you and him. It's gonna be a contested. Yeah.
What? -1.
Wait. And you got a 0. Okay, so that's a tie. That's a succeed at cost, seeing as you're the one on the defensive and Krill is the one on the offensive. That means, Krill, you can grab this beanie, but it's probably going to cost you a little damage to your arm if you do.
I like to imagine she grabbed with the gimp hand, and so as she did it, one of those tiny, like, three-fingered prongs just snapped off in the process.
Jesus Christ.
Ah! Worth it if it means you're not dead. She throws it on the medical table as the mechanical arms start going to work.
Okay, crafting on that, no problem. I don't know how difficult that is to repair your little finger thingy for you, but would need rolls and narration and time for that to be repaired as well.
She's knowing that it's not like the worst thing, but if it hit anywhere closer to the port, she would have been regretting every bit of that.
Okay. Sorry, Troy, you got outsnatched.
It happens. Though, if he had a heart, it'd be racing for a few seconds before calming down.
Fair enough. Processor prioritization or process prioritization switched over to your alert process for a little bit. Ticked the priority up to high, dropped it back to normal.
She hands back the beanie, and as even like just from the look of it, the inside is like uber reflective.
Troy
Process
analyzes
turned to
for a
overclock
moment
for a minute.
and notices that it's, water resistant.
Mhm.
Puts it back on. And the smile that he gives to Krill, if she's even actually capable of recognizing this, does feel kind
She's
of
still
fake.
human first. She still has a human brain. She
mean,
recognizes that.
not that I'm not saying that she can't recognize a smile. Can she recognize kind of a fake looking one?
Ooh. There's a double question there. Are you capable of knowing you're giving a fake smile, and is Krill capable
Yes.
of seeing a fake smile?
No, he absolutely has points in deception because that's something necessary for, his line of work.
I don't know what the counter is set to that. -2 to whatever the counter is.
Krill does not notice that that's a fake smile.
And I notice a face smile.
Do you? Give me a roll.
Yeah. Let's roll empathy. +1.
100%, you know.
Can I roll notice?
Yeah.
Either way, Krill's like, I'm
All
glad
right,
you're
never
smiling.
mind.
It will keep you safer.
You think it's a real smile.
Dalton is just talking to Karen about old Kim Kardashian memes.
Oh my fucking god!
Is it a purple or a blue dress? Or gold?
Yes,
It was
blue or gold? Because I see blue.
it was white
Alright.
and gold or blue and black.
And black, yeah.
I elbow
White
Jake.
and
I'm
cold.
like,
Sorry.
did you see that smile?
Blue
on
and black.
her
What are you
face?
talking?
I didn't.
White, gold.
Yeah,
We're not doing this. We're not
Dude,
doing this.
He fucking hates the beanie.
No. He does put the beanie back on though.
Does Krill hear? Does
No,
Krill
she's
hear
under her
Patty's?
breath.
Okay. Well, I don't know if that's enough for Krill. If under your breath is enough for Krill to keep away from her, but who
No,
knows?
it isn't. It really isn't.
Yeah, Krill hears that. It's
Either
like,
either way,
what?
I'm gonna give you a little gentle push from the edge here.
I will note one thing: the moment Krill steps outside of the laboratory. So where are you going?
We're heading to the warehouse.
Where
We're
in
gonna
the
do a bit
city
of-
is the
You're-
warehouse?
It's Aerodrome 4183. It's by the industrial sector. It's over where you guys were hanging out near earlier. It's on the northeast tip by the where the interchange system comes onto the peninsula. It's where most of the transit in and out for the area is conducted: ship, road, or air. So
I'm going to make a real quick note of this before they leave. Krill moves the hover drone into the hangar. Now they have access to the hangar door with ease.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's noted that it doesn't just get jacked in the time. And Krill does ask Troy for number 4 back.
And Karen leaves the suitcases inside the building.
Okay.
Because Troy still has number 4.
Right, and little panel opens up on the side of his head, and he pulls it out and hands it back to Krill.
Thank you. And then the drone literally runs away from Troy over to Krill and clicks in.
Krill, give me a roll.
Oh, fuck. That thing was...
Ooh.
That was in your network when that happened.
+2. Damn.
You're fine.
Fuck.
Just keep going.
Nothing
Number
gets
4.
set off, though? No.
You're
The
good.
securities
Number
are
4
like, hey, something attempted? No? Okay.
Number 4 has sentience.
Be fair, it's not like Krill isn't trying for that, so she would take that leap.
All right, y'all ready to go? Let's go.
Which looks like walking for a bit until we can get to where we can get in a car.
Yeah, okay. So basically, I'll handhold you out the door, but you got to get back to your vehicle yourself. So I want to hear from at least one primary narrator what it is to like walk through these, like, you know, what is it? What are you experiencing internally, externally? I need you, like, yeah. So
I want to know what's going through Karen's brain right now after all of that.
After all of that, Karen is considering just exactly how she can squeeze all of you to actually do anything. Because it's been like herding cats this whole time.
As it should be.
As it would be.
And as we head down the dank, dark alleyway, I'm trying not to assume it's sewer water, but Dalton kind of assumes it's sewage water just dripping on them the whole time. But Dalton, having experienced what he's gone through, is now very much trying to think about, okay, I've got to do real good on this one. I like working with these people so far. It's been a lot of fun, very interesting times, and we can make a lot of money right now, even with just the liquor we got, apparently. I'm setting out to do my very best on this job. I am going to catch hands all day. I am going to make sure that everyone gets out alive, and if I have to run over every bad guy or person that is after us to do it, I will do everything in my power to actually achieve some kind of goddamn success today.
And I'm like jogging like beside Dalton, and I like hit him on the side a little bit, like, hey, you and me, 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, right?
Yes, actually, I was just thinking about that. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yep. We're gonna get you running.
What?
Get those,
Sorry, what?
We're gonna get you running. Gotta get those lungs moving.
I thought you meant drinking.
No. We're actually gonna cut you off drinking, okay?
Oh,
And
fam, that's
so
a no for me.
Here's how it's gonna work, okay? So
Rich coming from you.
I take supplements so it doesn't go to my hips, okay? But basically we're gonna cut you off alcohol week and a half, and once we get you off of that and get you on a proper regimen, then we can get back to drinking. But you're going to be taking supplements like I take. It's going to be a little different because you're on testosterone, but from there you'll be good.
I mean, this version of you hits different, Patty, but I'll take it.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means you're good people.
Okay.
all right. As you emerge from this side cut through into this metallic crystalline building structure, you sort of, the voices come out of the tunnel, and the sound opens up where once it's actually compressed and reverberating around you. Now you can sort of right? It's an open space. Like you did, for anybody with claustrophobia, this would be a nightmare of living, but it absolutely opens up into this like larger sort of surface street that is, surface street. You still can't see above you, but there's at least head space above you now. There's distance. There's things that are moving around. There's space again. You come out of this area, you find your 2 vehicles that you had left parked here.
So 2 vehicles. One the hollowed out ice cream van and the banged up limo.
Correct.
Okay. These still run, but the limo's in rough shape.
I think she's got a bit of character to her, and I slap her on the hood a little bit.
One of the doors falls off.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you slap it, like literally like parts fall off. Yeah.
Can we call that parts? Can we just call that parts, please? We can just call that parts.
All right, Krill, it's parts. It's all yours. Have the whole thing.
Yes.
But we did our first mission in her. We gotta put her back together.
This is not the team building
doesn't-
exercise you think it is.
Yeah, I'm going to be real. Those wheels and that frame is very utilizable.
Beautiful. Some useful material out of that. Is there I don't think we will all fit in the ice cream truck though. Do you have another vehicle around?
I'm.
It's a gutted ice cream truck, isn't it?
Oh no, 100% you guys would fit in it, but I think this is
Yeah.
this is more Karen being like, we're not gonna fit in that, right?
So I'm
Yeah.
going to use my stunt and bring us a new vehicle. So excuse me, guys. I'll get us something. I'll be right back. He walks down the alleyway, looks down. Hey, gabagool! You hear a voice yell back something that you can't understand. Hey, yeah, bring that one around. No, not the other one. We need that one. Comes back.
Mate, that's great.
What do you
All right,
have?
they're coming around the corner. They'll be here in a sec. Don't worry about that whole thing. No worries.
That took so much not to just howl. Holy fuck.
So what did you manifest? AJ?
So I manifested kind of like. Okay, so this is gonna suck for the team.
Good.
Oh no.
I got like as close to like a Supra as possible, like a really small like Mazda kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking based.
So it's gonna be a
Nice.
tight fit, but I purposely got my favorite car so I can just rip it the whole way.
Okay.
Is it small enough to fit in those alleyways? Is it thinner than the mech?
It's a
She's
fucking
she's
super.
petite.
Yeah. Super small.
We get a small trailer on there. Krill's basement is emptied in 2 trips, and takeout is just the 3rd trip. It's so fucking worth it.
Yeah, you might scrape a mirror or 2 on the way, but I think Dalton could pull it.
Hey Dalton,
And
buddy.
Krill and Dalton can repair it together after.
How are we supposed to fit in that?
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. You guys don't know about this, but this has got killer boot space. So like 3 of you are gonna have to fold up in the back.
I'm gonna have to sit on someone's lap.
I
No,
mean, you
you're
might
not
be
sitting in the
part
trunk.
of someone's lap, but whatever.
Okay.
Krill climbs into the trunk.
Krill, get out of the trunk.
I was kind of hoping it would go that way.
Krill, you're not sitting in the trunk, and I'm like trying to pull her out.
It's as you realize you're looking at her shape, you're like, oh, you're not actually gonna fit in a seat though.
Oh, Jesus.
Troy does speak up and says, Patty can sit in my lap.
I am not gonna do that.
Very well.
That's
That's
either
hot.
his or mine.
I'll take Jacob's. Fuck.
Okay, hang on. What's the seating order in my car?
You know,
You got Jacob in the back with Patty on the
Yeah.
lap.
on his lap. and then we.
Wait, so no one's sitting on the hump? We're just lap sitting instead of using the hump?
Yes, that is
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm not sitting on the hump. That's too painful.
The hump is worse than the lap.
Nope.
In this
So
world. in
Troy
this
Troy
timeline.
has the second back seat, and then Krill is in the boot, and Karen and I are the front.
I'm like, Krill, are you sure you're gonna be okay? That doesn't look comfortable.
Nothing is comfortable.
Jesus Christ. All right, fine.
By the way, this is the car, Karina. That we're.
Oh, I was waiting for someone to post it. It's such a sick car.
Look, it's sick, but there's no fucking room. There ain't no fucking room.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
all
Girls
right,
just-
I'm
we
gonna,
entered
it
a
is-
big open space. I needed my crapness back.
all right,
I needed my
I'm
crap.
going to gently close this
Feels
trunk.
like home.
Tell me if it's too much, okay?
The trunk feels like home.
Oh yeah, she's straight up agoraphobic as like character-wise goes.
Oh.
Like the more cramper the city is, the more comfortable she is.
I hate doing this. And close it.
She's just perfectly fine, and you're like making this some dramatic thing.
She's like cooing.
I don't want to do this, and girls just like, just
Yeah.
fucking do it.
Just close the damn
What's
trunk.
wrong with you? Close the door. Let the heat out.
It's cold. Close the trunk.
It's cold and wet.
So okay, is everyone in? We got all arms and
Krill's
legs in the
head.
vehicle.
Okay.
I like
Through the
So
hump.
I crash into the side. I'm like, hey.
What's going on?
So I'm gonna want a narration, a driving check from you, AJ, first. How does this begin?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Okay, so Dalton turns on the engine, and for those of you who've driven around the city before, probably haven't heard this before, but you hear this like low, like and like coming from the back. It sounds like gunshots, but they're very low, so you know they're not. But you know it's close.
Oh, it's one of
It's
those
important to
cars.
Dalton that you recognize that. So he tightens his grip on the wheel, puts his hand on the shifter, turns around and yells to the boot. Hey yo, Krill, sorry about this. Like takes off, just spitting rocks out the back, just
Okay.
ripping.
Oh, you didn't hear any of that
Gets-
stupid
gets a
noise
bit
game.
of a- yeah,
No,
gets a bit of a wonk in the tail, and then just like rips off down the.
Okay.
We're not in the alley
I need-
anymore, just past it.
I need rolls from everybody in the car.
These Supras fucking haul just for the non-car people.
I got a +1.
I don't know
I got
much
a
about
plus
cars, but I
zero.
know how to do this.
+2.
Ooh, +2.
Krill. Where's Krill's?
My filter settings to get that sound through.
Okay.
God.
I need a roll from you, Krill.
Yeah, sorry.
If we catch Air Krills having a bad time,
Yo,
Don't worry, I'm a
Karen.
good driver.
Oh, what was your roll, Aspen?
0.
DM, permission to roll with disadvantage with a -2 on default.
No, just roll your dice.
Okay.
yeah,
Just roll your dice.
take the.
it's just gonna be bad.
All
and it's
right.
gonna
Just
be a
0.
All right.
Just 0.
So nobody's in the negatives. That's how that was going to roll.
Thank
And
God.
if anybody touched a negative, they were taking physical damage. It's just going to be
God.
as simple as that.
Okay, now I know my power level.
In the trunk.
Is a fucking.
Krill, you're actually packed in so tight that your number would have had to have been higher to hit damage because you're essentially like a part of the car right now. You're not
And, you know,
shaking around.
it only takes one port for her to actually be that. So
Yeah, you're not actually shaking around. You're just moving with the car, as it were.
well,
Taking
Really
raw
good-
your
G-force.
probably brain in the jar is shaking. That probably is not capable of.
It's like you're
Like
bobsledding through the
Krill.
NSF.
Karina, he's giving you an out.
She's in a roller coaster.
And
I
while
am a masochist when gaming. Leave me alone.
Okay, so
Dang, okay. okay.
AJ, you Dalton spinning out, fucking tires squealing on the cement, fucking absolutely tearing out. That's a hell of an entrance. I'll say that. Like, you definitely peel the fuck out, zooming down the road, hopping on from surface street to surface street, weaving your way through the city. I presume slowing down for nothing and no one and no corner and no light.
Oh, I definitely have an eye break for no one bumper sticker.
Yeah. You careen and scream around surface street corners. Things are starting to open up more as you head towards the industrial and the dock area. You start to have
Dalton opens up in his heart as the roads open up.
You start to, as you hit that final area, moving to the aerodrome area. You fucking come around that 90-degree corner, just absolutely drifting that tail around perfectly, and just right down that street. Anybody in the dock, of course, is hearing tires squealing out in front of the dock. But anybody who is near a window, give me.
My head is right inside the window.
Give me.
Yeah, it would be fucking me and Patty.
Give me rolls.
I'm looking up through
Jesus.
one. Does that count?
There's not a lot of car without window.
Okay.
You know?
+2.
Plus
Oh
0.
God.
Okay. Karen not having someone on her lap makes it easier to notice details while you're driving
Sorry,
at
Jacob.
speed.
Oh Jesus.
Karen, what you notice as you come careening around this street corner and you zooming down this street as Dalton just right. What you're noticing is this 25-foot high wall, and then a break and a gate, and 25-foot wall, and then a break and a gate and a 25-foot wall. Right. So what you have is a series and sequence of ports of entry into the port. Right. And so you have a security topped wall that is difficult to get past, but not impossible. Sharp implements on top. Spikes are always a favorable item for these purposes. Right. And the gates going by seem to have 2 guards per gate and some sort of digital pass system. That's what you notice, Karen, on the fly. Dalton, what are you doing? We're out front of the like port of NSF now, but that's a secured facility. You just can't turn in there.
Yeah.
They're gonna notice a screeching Supra.
I know these streets. People be driving like this all over the place all the time. You know, it's just one of those things. They think it's crazy kids.
Give me a roll, Dalton.
God, I hope I know what I'm talking about.
I'm like turning and looking directly at Jacob's face.
+4.
Oh my fucking God.
This is my thing.
It's one of the few areas in the city that you get like proper straightaways and open up areas. The fact of the matter is, yeah, the dock workers around these parts are used to hearing street racers and drone racers and LAV racers and people who need a little bit of open space and not too many security forces looking at them. From time to time, there might even be a criminally organized street race that takes place in these parts that some people may, make money off of. So,
Karen's eyes are just turning into just giant cash bags. It's like, wait, Dalton could drive like this, and there's illegal street racing in the city. But I'm not going to drive at the Port Authority. I'm gonna keep it tame for them while we decide how we're moving on to the next chunk of this trip. Do we have to pass through the port of entry to get to the next section?
No, it's essentially the entire. It's basically the coastline. Just imagine like if I just took my fingers and sort of like ran it along the coastline, right? That's sort of, they've sectioned that off, secured it for the aerodromes, for the overroad network, and for any underground subway transit that needs to be take place. So they've got a series of facilities that are like inside the secured area for the port of entry. That how ports of entry work. So yeah.
So yeah, as like obviously having fun ripping it on the open road, but as we get closer and closer to where we want to start, maybe getting Krill out of the trunk, or get Troy to like start net running into like subsystems of security, like I will slow down and taper off that engine.
By the way, when we were rolling in on that, coming around that corner, it was, now you're just somebody that I used to know, blasting over.
Oh God!
over the
Why?
speakers.
I can't do it, Jacob. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Anyone in the
Just a little
back
bit
seat
more, all right?
though can feel. Anyone in the back seat though can feel a slight bass of Krill clearly listening to her own music and not
My
giving a
favorite thing, Krill.
No, I'm sorry. The bass is too loud in anybody's ears to hear in the back seat.
Yeah, so
Oh no, you can't. You can. Like the chances of you hearing it super low. Feeling it though, you're like, it's like when
No.
you hear a car blaring heavy music. You can't hear what's going on. You just hear the.
It's like if the ground's rumbling while the entire earth is shaking. You're not going to hear that ground rumbling. The earth is shaking right now.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
Jacob's just fucking vibrating right now at this point. He's got the bass from Gotti, and he's got fucking Krill, and now he's got just Patty bouncing on him and everything. He's just having a bad time right now in this fucking super.
Bouncing on your boy's lap.
Patty is literally yelling to Jacob as the music's blaring. I can't hear anything.
Dalton turning to
Can't hear
Karen.
a goddamn thing either.
Can you believe they just did one song and then dropped off the map? This doesn't make any sense. Came out, dropped a banger, and then ditched us all. Like went back to their home planet.
Who? Who are you talking about?
It's the music. Don't worry about it. It's just an old man thing.
Oh
No,
my god.
I just found
With
this song
musicians
this
on
week,
other
I don't know what you're
planets?
talking about.
Oh yeah, that 100% came through your comm link. Only realizing now.
Yeah, like
on.
Oh,
Dalton is so jarred by that just because he's not used to people being right in his ear. Oh my god. I wasn't sure if I heard the voice of God or Krill.
Did you hear something?
can't say that I have.
You just shouted in each other's ears. You just shouted in all our ears, actually.
Yes.
Is someone saying something?
Oh my god.
You literally just hear Patty screaming as she's trying to hear anything.
Yeah.
I just like the idea that like
Oh.
Troy is sitting in this back seat, like unfazed by all of it, just looking out the window, like,
Yeah, at this point.
Technically,
Jake-
Troy's not really all here right now.
Yeah.
Troy's just fucking.
Troy hasn't even
chilling there.
downloaded the communicator program, as far as I know.
Oh, he scanned that with like his new tools and shit, and it's downloaded and installed.
Okay,
Perfect.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, right now Jacob's just white knuckling. Just
Troy,
just
actually,
bracing.
real quick, kind of what's going through Troy is all this like highway shit that he's driving over now. It's kind of reminding him of the net, and so his processes are thinking about the net right now.
Is he associating human design with human design, or just the correlation has caused him to go, ooh, I should think about the net right now?
Yes.
Good answer.
God.
How I expected.
I'm like yelling into my compies. Dalton, are we almost there?
At that halfway in between you screaming that, Karen has shut off the music.
Oh, thank God. Oh, fuck. It's still moving.
Right.
Dalton turns to Patty. Yeah, we're here. We made it.
And I
There's-
open the door and I just like melt out.
But you can't open the
You
door.
can't
You're
open the
back
door.
on the
You
back.
quite
I'm
literally.
reaching around.
No,
and
I mean,
opening
I
it.
mean 100%. If you understood, like sitting in the back of a Supra, you can't.
Yeah, you're
Do
not
that.
reaching.
Yeah, I'm
you
Not
just
even
gotta wait.
reaching.
I can't. I'm just like I'm stuck. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just
Karen-
fucking stuck.
It's a
Karen,
very
open the door,
small
open the door,
back seat.
Open the door. Open the door. Open the door.
It's
Oh,
just a
Karen
squash
definitely
Jacob
presses the
under.
trunk
Under
button
Patty.
first, or has Dalton do that.
Yeah, there's a control on either side. It's a pretty modern car.
And Karen slowly opens the door. It takes her dear sweet time getting out.
I just like dive out and just like land on my stomach.
Oh,
You
thank
can
God.
dive out of a Supra. That you
Oh,
can
thank
do.
God.
So
Once everyone's out of the way already.
so
I'm pretty sure I have permanent hearing loss.
essentially you find yourself on the ground in a large industrial parking lot. Not too large because space is at a premium, but they do have a fair amount of temporary vehicles and transitory vehicles that do need parked and people that drive them and that sort of thing. So there is an ancillary parking area next to the Port Authority. There is a walk-in area where most employees do arrive. It's right around the corner from a station. So there are public transit stations dotted all over this city on various levels of this city to move employees and goods across the NSF. There's one right around the corner for the employees of the docks to arrive at, and there's a check-in facility adjacent to this parking lot. The walled structure continues all the way around it up to the sort of, shall we say, abridged coastline. So you could enter theoretically from water if you wanted to just like walk out into the water, wade out a bit, and then around the around the wall onto the embankment. You know that's an option. There's doors, there's a gate, there's walls, there's LAVs coming and going from the aerodrome area itself. There's adjacent buildings across the street. There's boats out on the harbor. There's a variety of ways, methods, and things. As the afternoon and early evening turn to night, the lights automatically coming on across the city, many of which never turn off, holographic advertising displays and these sorts of things are always casting light, even in the midday sun. But as the evening turns to night and the glow and hum of the artificial light of NSF comes into being, and the industrial spotlights that light the port are clicked on and down the line. Patty, face down on the pavement. Krill lying, looking up in the trunk. Jacob probably stretching those legs. Karen doing whatever it is Karen does. Dalton
Looking good.
Dalton doting on Karen, I'm sure. And Troy wondering what existential nightmare does he have weighing in late ahead of him. The camera fades to black.